Me. Testing. 1, 2, 3. All right. I see Mike going up on the Streamlabs, so that's a good sign. We are dual streaming to Twitch once again. Basically until I find a reason not to. Doesn't really hurt. Doesn't seem to be hurting anything as long as FPS is good for you guys, and then I see no reason not to keep doing it. I think the only thing that I've noticed that's odd with Streamlabs and I don't know if it's dual streaming or if it's because I switched to Streamlabs, but there seems to be like a much bigger delay between when I ask you guys questions and I get any type of response. So I'm guessing that there's like a longer latency in there that I'm not used to. Hey folks, we are getting started right at 9 today because I had a 3D print running. I have the coolest little tiny cheap 3D printer, and it's called the Toy Box. If you want to look it up, super cheap. It's a great it's not like a lot of 3D printers require like you've got to build them yourself. They come packaged up and you got to assemble them, or they're really complicated to use. This one is like designed for children, and it's perfect for my house. We just make little tchotchkes on it. And it's close enough to my computer, it would have drove you guys nuts if I'd... So it just finished like 30 seconds ago, so I was able to kill it. Yeah, I'm taking a gamble tonight with streaming because I currently have strep throat. But I am feeling pretty darn good today. Feeling very high energy. The doc had told me the antibiotics would kick in 24 hours, and she was very right. But... fortunately, I dodged, excuse me. Fortunately, I dodged the real bad throat pain people get in strep because my kid got it like a week ago. So as soon as I felt a tickle, I'm like, it's got to be that. So I got antibiotics like immediately before the nasty part of strep started. So nope, go to bed. No, I haven't. I had a day in bed already 2 days ago, and now I'm feeling great. So taking a gamble with this, not because I'm tired, but because the talking. That would be the only risk I'm taking. But I've been high energy all day. Got a lot of work done today, so I wanna test my body and see if I can stream tonight. We probably won't go super late. Probably stop 11:30 or midnight. No 1 a.m. nights today, guys. But it looks like the vote is fairly evenly split, so we're gonna go ahead and keep on with the plan. If I can get my mouse or end this poll. We're going to keep on with the hard mode, because you guys didn't if the poll was like completely lopsided, go work on making in-game plot building happen, then I would do that. But since it's not overwhelmingly in one, 56-43, that's too close to call for my taste. It's not a overwhelming majority of you. Wouldn't pass the Senate. So we're gonna keep playing hard mode. It's been a few weeks. Last week we did bug fixing. Before that we did charity stream, and then before that I think I was doing like prepping for the charity stream, so I feel like I haven't played in like a month to actually play the mod. Jason Locrans, thank you for the donation. Thanks for soldiering through and streaming. Yeah, no problem. I'm not it's not as big a deal as you think. I only feel like I'm taking the risk because of my throat. I'm not feeling down at all. I actually feel 100%. But I just feel like the other shoe's got to drop at some point. Like, I had never had the horribleness of strep throat, but I also have never managed to get the antibiotics this quickly, because most of the time, you just assume strep throat just feels like a normal cold, and then after it doesn't go away for a week, you start to think something's up, and you go to the doctor, and I just happen to know it was going to be strep because my kid had it, so I got lucky. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! I was way ahead of you, Jason, or way ahead of you, Streamlabs. That's what I get for paying too close attention to chat. It's really weird having this, because you guys are so far delayed. It's been easier for me to catch up to keep up since we started on Streamlabs, which is kind of funny. All right, so let's get into the intro though. There's enough yammering about my personal life. You guys are here to watch me game. So if you're new to the stream, this is hard mode. Basically, we're playing Sim Settlements 2 with 95% of the options turned on. Most of you, when you play Sim Settlements 2, the only way you're going to see the same option set that I'm playing with is if you start your game in survival mode, and then a lot of this will be familiar to you. But if you're not playing in survival mode, if you're playing on an easier mode, or if you use the holotape and chose an easier one, a city builder or automated mode, you will have a lot of the systems I'm playing with off. And the goal here is to show folks some ways through this, because it's very complicated, and there's a lot of things you can do to alleviate the pain. And it comes down to playing a little slower than you would otherwise. So this mode is designed for people who like to have a character stretch on into infinity. And that's what we're showing off. If you find some of the options or some of the things you see on screen intimidating and awful, just know that there are easier modes in Sim Settlements. It is designed to be able to be played by whatever playstyle you like. If you're into extreme detailed stuff like we're doing today, where you got to manage 30-odd resources and a whole bunch of different plot types, or if you want to just fully automate everything and you hate settlements, you can also play SS2, because we have the easy mode with city plans that'll take care of it all for you. So we're playing on the opposite end of the spectrum there. I do have a full playlist of easy mode, and then a really long one of what I call the default mode for Sim Settlements 2, which is the city builder difficulty. That's what I think most of you have played in, where it has kind of a middle of the road approach. It's got just enough city management elements to make you feel like you're playing the role of a city planner without a lot of the grindy stuff that we're dealing with right now. So, all right, let's get into the grind. Let's look at where we're at here, first of all. So our mats look good right now, but what we really want to look at, if I can remember my hotkeys, and if I can get my mouse. So I set up a third monitor when I did the charity stream, and now, there we go. And now my mouse often gets lost on one of the other screens, and then I lose my hotkeys. So we're looking for this mode right here. We want to look at the daily change. So right now we're in pretty good shape. The only thing that we are going down, that we're not supplying enough for our use, are screws. And it looks like we have 10 days worth of screws. So we have 10 days to either deposit some screws or to get some machine parts incoming. So yeah, not a big deal at all. We're doing pretty darn good right now. That's because, again, we're playing slow and steady. So guys, right before I started streaming, I found something in Sim Settlements that I found immensely satisfying that I had never experienced. So I talk a lot about, or I've talked about, I shouldn't say I talk about, I have talked a lot about on streaming that I find it very satisfying to wire up power, despite the fact that it often fails in this game. I found something that was really satisfying in SS2. The other one I find satisfying is the when NPCs path up. I like that one. I comment on every time. I caught a disease outbreak right after it happened and was able to disease cure everybody, so that now it won't spread. That felt really good. I didn't realize I hadn't experienced that gameplay loop much. Now that we changed it to where all the early game diseases are curable, and that felt really good. So I'm glad we did that. I'm glad we nerfed it into the ground because I was a stickler pushing back against nerfing the disease system for the longest time. Okay, so let's figure out what we're trying to do here. So our stats are all looking pretty good here. We basically just need to solve the machine part issue, which can be easily done with donations. I think last time when we were on stream, I remember I started building up Sanctuary, and then I think the game crashed. And then I gave up. I think that's what happened. So I think maybe we can try that again now that I've had enough time to forget about the pain. And I grabbed Sturgis's quest with that in mind. All right, let's head back over here. Oh man, I've been testing so much in God mode that, I did build a city plan. Oh, I remember I built a city plan, and then I had changed out a bunch of plots. And then we did something and the game crashed. It was very upsetting. All right, let's see here. Hold on a second. I've got my YouTube stream thing is previewing for some reason. Let's see if I can hide that. That'll probably save me a little bit of bandwidth. All right, here we go. Yes, loyal Leo Blade, you may feel free. Yeah, fire away with questions. I'm not always good at getting to them quickly, but I don't know, something about the Streamlabs thing with the super delay, I can kind of keep up. All right, so this right here, this thing smoking, that means that we got hit by the maintenance system. So this settlement is not connected to our network, so it doesn't have any resources. So we need to solve this. So we need to repair this guy first off. So let's do that. Repair, yes. And then and I think last time when I did this, I went through and found all the power generators and just nuked them, or we're gonna just store them. because we do not want everything leveling up in the city plan on its own. We want to have firm control over that. In fact, I want to make sure in my settings that automated upgrades are off. I'm pretty sure we already did that like episode 1, because automatic upgrades in hard mode is a good way to fail horribly. It's a good way to fail horribly, because you're going to just get the resource use gets out of control. You're not going to be able to keep up with all the different resource types that you got to keep track of. Your full component, basically, in this mode. You're using all of the resources, all the junk resources available in the vanilla game are what you have to manage. And I'm glad we stuck with that. I remember there was a conversation. So in Industrial Revolution, we added a few new components. And that was interesting for that, because Industrial Revolution was in SS1 was a very different thing than what SS2 became. And for a brief time, we had those new resources incorporated as part of the system for what SS2 was going to become. And wisely, I think it was White Collar who convinced me that was not necessary. It was like, this is already hard enough to balance I think it's 31 vanilla components, that we don't need any new resources. And it's like, the reason that we added those resources in Industrial Revolution was just trying to get a little more, to flesh out a little bit more, because it seemed like there were some holes in the pipeline. So we just, we did the same thing Bethesda did. Like there are some of their recipes that are kind of a reach, right? Like some of the materials you use to make certain things don't really make sense, but it's a close enough approximation. Oh, there's another one up there. So I know there's more generators here. I can see we have 9 power. I gotta track down 2 more generators. Hopefully there's not any. Sometimes we put in these, because this is an ROTC city plan, some of the ROTC city plans we use like these fake power things we created. Up there, they are both up top, and it can be kind of hard to find those sometimes. Water especially, sometimes we have a lot of funny water things that can be difficult to find, like what do you call them? Garden hoses can produce actual water, and some of the water tanks that maybe don't look like water tanks from afar. All right, there we go. Found the last of the generators to hide. Okay, now we got 3 power, so now this place uses significantly less resources. And now we're going to get this thing connected to our caravan network. I'm just going to find where our caravan services plot is. And if it doesn't have one, that is a big fail on our part, because that was one of the design goals when we ported ROTC, was to make sure there was just a very few things we did. We want to keep the designs mostly intact, but primarily the changes we made were make sure we had junk storage enough so that the settlement could build up, stash enough junk to allow the city to upgrade, and then to make sure that there was a caravan services building at every level, because it's such a clutch thing in SS2. Loyal Leoblade, if I start War is Good for Business, do I lock in the support with a faction once I ask for help? I couldn't do Taking Independence until after I asked Preston for help against the Gunners. I honestly don't remember. I'm losing. I think War is Good for Business is the one right before the battle, right? And if that is the case, yes. So there could be a sequencing issue there where we just need to change the condition on Preston's dialogue so that you can go to taking independence first. Definitely could be an issue like that. It's a very complicated quest, although it's dwarfed in complication by one of the quests we're working on right now for Chapter 3. Oh my god. The amount of player choice you get in Chapter 3 is nutty, which is why it's taken us a year and a half so far. Okay, apparently, does anybody know? Is anyone using the level 1 ROTC plan for Sanctuary? Does anyone know? Did we just completely fail to put a municipal plot in here, or am I just blind? Because I will believe either. It'd be a bummer if we forgot the municipal plot. I'm gonna just go build one. I'll keep checking back to chat to see if anybody knows where we stuck it. Did you add Workshop Plus for the autosave? No, I didn't. Maybe I should pop out and do that. You're right. So we don't get more mid-settlement crashes. Because those are such a bummer, right? Like, that is the worst. But I think I'm going to put Caravan right here. We're going to use the interior one, because I use the exterior one everywhere. And then maybe we will do that. Maybe we'll hit pause. We'll go enable Workshop Plus real quick. Come back in, turn on autosave, so that we can not lose another hour plus of progress. like last time. Well, I think it was 2 episodes ago, because I think it was like episode 6.5 is what I call it. Like, I threw off the episode numbering. I realized when I named the episode 7 when I set up the stream for today, and then when I loaded the save before the stream, I was like, oh crud, that's what I named my save last time. So now I'm gonna have a problem with my naming, but we'll figure that out later. All right, we want a. Oh, that's right. So so Caravan Services unlocks after you build another plot. So I need to get another municipal first, so that we can unlock Caravan Services. It's built. You build any one of the first plots that you start with, and then have 2 settlements, which we now have the 2 settlements. So I just need to build something else. So we were gonna build. I think the last time we built power in the other settlement. I think it was like we built power and we put. I don't remember who we put in charge. Maybe Codsworth or something over there. We put him on power. So let's save, and then we'll go do that. And then we'll save, we'll get Workshop Plus, and then we'll go do all that. And we'll get back on this. So give me my console. Save. Yeah, you can see I named this one LP Day 8 to not mess with the other ones. So we'll do Day 8, Start 02. All right, we're going to switch over to standby mode here for just a second while I get... See, I'm learning how to stream here. I'm learning to put my desktop blocker up. All right, we need Workshop Plus. Let's add that to our... And yes, I am just manually typing in a text file, workshopplus.exe, because that is how I roll now. I'm tired of mod managers ruining my stuff. ESP, there we go. Okay, we got it in there. Z Games, thank you for the donation. Hey KG, they're a little game I think you might like. I'm not sure you ever heard of it though. It's made by the same guys before. It's called Starfield. Yeah, we will. Oh, there will be much talk of Starfield when we get to chat session. I guess I didn't mention that part. I'm not consistent with my intros to these episodes. After we play for a little bit, usually play for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Then we go to chat mode, and that's when you guys will have all of my attention, and I'll just ignore the game. And yeah, like I literally thought about doing an episode where we just play the deep dive, and then I just pause constantly and talk about it. But I don't know how that works with copyrights and all that, and getting my stuff taken down. I assume you can do it, because I think a lot of people do like the live streams, but so we might do it anyway, and if the video gets demonetized, I don't care. But yeah, Starfield looks amazing. Starfield looks absolutely incredible. Let's see. What did I miss there? Yeah, it looks like it doesn't show up until level 2. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. All right, so now we got Workshop Plus. Let's turn on autosave. Do I have any plans for Starfield? Not yet. Not yet. My plan for Starfield is to play the hell out of it. That's my plan for Starfield. Let's see, options, autosave timer. Let's do it we'll do it 5 minutes. I don't mind. I don't mind getting kicked in and out of workshop mode. Okay, that's all I need. Actually, we'll turn off the settler activate. We're gonna turn these off so that they don't mess with the sim settlement stuff. Because I want my disease cure up, since I went and bought a bunch last time, or I found them somewhere. I just had a bunch in my inventory when I started today. It'll be next to those farms behind that house. So it's a hammer level 1, 0, it's an empty pallet. Okay, cool. You can't judge me for my boring desk. My desktop wallpaper now is can I show it without? No, I don't know how to show it on here. It's the thing I made for the Wes Johnson thing we did. So it's like Kinggath, my Kinggath avatar, and Mo Cronin sitting in a room. That is my desktop background now, until further notice. Otherwise, yeah, it's usually default Windows wallpaper. That's usually what I have for my background. All right, let's see here. Let's get ourselves. We need another. Oh, that's right. We were gonna go. Oh, we're gonna crater to the ground first. Oof. We're gonna go to Red Rocket and get that power plot built so that we unlock Caravan Services. Do I know of any city plans for General Robotics Galleria? I do not, but I bet somebody in chat does, because there are a lot of city planners hanging out here, and we haven't done that one for the city plan contest yet, so I don't know there are any there, but I know that there are a handful of people who just keep pumping out city plans for all sorts of settlements. regardless of the city plan contest. All right, choose building plan. Let's get this thing on. How did we? Oh, I think we went through this, that the advanced power is unlocked by one of the add-on packs. I think they accidentally flagged their building plan oddly, but we don't actually have that. We're not going to use it until we get the proper trigger. So we're going to go ahead and do basic power plant. And yes, keep that option. And now where is, or did I send Codsworth here? I wonder if I did that as part of this crashed save and I actually got to go find him now. Yep, pay and build, that's fine. Alright, I don't see Codsworth anywhere. Alright, let's head back and find him. You gotta take things one day at a time. A lot of walking simulator today. We got Starfield. I think the thing I took away that I'm most excited to do is I just want to steal ships, and I just want a whole collection of them, and I'll only ever fly one. Most likely just gonna fly the same ship forever. It'll look really jank. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time designing it, and then I'll just collect the whole fleet of AI ships. And then, because they didn't show any sign of there being galactic warfare available, I'm gonna have to make that mod probably. That's gonna be, I'm gonna be making what's a good space tactical ship game? What's a good one? Like, not like, because I don't like the dogfighting stuff, like, makes me sick. Like, makes me, like, nauseous. So I'm not excited about that part. Like, I was joking when we were, the dev team and I were watching the stream, I was joking with them that I was probably going to have to add VATS to the game so that I don't have to get sick doing full, 360 combat. So, but I would like to pull back to, the overview settlement mode with my arsenal of ships and have them go around and destroy everything. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. I want to collect sandwiches like the one dev. Where the hell is Codsworth at? Uh-oh. I'm just so hungry all the time. Caught that disease. Caught that disease. Feels good. Sanctuary. I knew you. Nope. I'm not here for you, Mama Murphy. I'm here for Codsworth. Although I should take you because of your insane strength. Yeah, I should just go ahead and get her. I should just do that now. Let's find a, while it's fresh in my mind, let's grab her and put her on a industrial plot. She can produce all, let's see, we don't need rare yet. Where's our machine parts? Here we go. Mama Murphy, we need your strength. Very important, we have your strength. Let's see if it gives me the build cost thing. Where the heck did I put Codsworth? I wonder if I sent him somewhere. Oh, there he is. He's just hanging out in the backyard. Hey, buddy. Why are you only making one food? Oh, because it's not built yet. That's why. Alright, so we need to send you. You're going to go to Red Rocket, and we'll come find you in a few minutes. Now, where's this one food coming from? That's got to be like some rogue plants that got left behind somewhere, right? Oh yeah, see these right here? This one is a vanilla unscrappable one, but there is one of these that in some of the ROTC plans that will produce some amount of water. And I think one of them produces like 100 water or something. Let's see. So it looks like I think I already have the automated of everything turned off. And so that's why nothing here is building, because I have it just basically set up to wait for my approval for everything. So we're going to go ahead and scrap some stuff because we're going to need some building materials if we're going to start approving all this construction. Now this house I'm not going to scrap because I think it's 99% certain it's part of the design for ROTC. So like right away you can see this, oof. Stuck on the corner. This Marshall plot is on top of it, so I'm not gonna mess with that one. Okay, what are we gonna build? Let's just start. I guess I'm gonna give up on this food. I have no idea where this one-off food is coming from. But we got plenty of water here, so we could do some farming. I guess what do I want? I want to get that thing built. Let's get our, that'll solve our screw problem. We'll start with that. Let's see what this costs. Start construction. What do we say? Okay, we need wood, acid, and oil. Okay, so the wood we can get easily. The acid and the oil, I think it depends on, does Red Rocket have it? So we need to go get Codsworth building that thing over there. But let's go ahead and grab some wood. Take care of that problem. There we go. Plenty of wood now. Alright, let's see if Codsworth made it over there. Oh, there's Caravan Services. So he must have auto-assigned and built it already. Perfect. So let's go ahead and get this thing set up with Caravan Services. There's a melon and gourd behind the house. Okay. Choose building plan. Give us that sweet Caravan Services, and then we need an employee. All right, let's find ourselves a random settler with garbage stats. The only stat, the only stat that's particularly useful for Caravan Services is luck, luck and perception, I believe it is, and those only come into play when you start using the beacons. But before you use the beacons, there's really no benefit, so you might as well just use your regular Lobby settlers for Caravan Services. Come on over here, buddy. Let's get this going and see what our resource situation looks like. Loyal Leoblade, how do you get that HUD in normal mod? That's built into the mod as long as you have HUD framework installed. HUD framework basically unleashes all of our crazy HUD work. There's a new HUD mod you guys gotta see. It is by Lyra AST. Hold on, let me find it. No, not Twitch. I'm gonna find it over here. There's this really cool HUD mod. I think I was reading on there's a lot of bug reports right now. Like I think it's currently the latest release is a little buggy, but I've been talking with Lyra about working on some stuff for SS2 and gave access to the source code so that he can improve it. But you guys should go check this out. I'm gonna post it in chat. It looks really sweet. It is really nice looking. It's like if I wasn't a stickler against F4SE, this is the kind of thing I would love to have baked right into the mod. But for now, Lyra's got your back with a really cool thing. Lets you see all your settlers and all their stats in a big chart with all their jobs. It's wonderful. It's like the kind of the data stuff that, you know, like if I show you guys like our data thing, like where's our big data thing is this. Like we wish we could have, you know, like you can see that I like big chunky HUD things. But the thing that he's created is not possible in, well, it kind of would be possible. Could kind of do what he's got there, but HUD framework is notoriously slow and unreliable. So it would be really janky, whereas Lyra's is made with F4SE, so it's pretty snappy. But I hear some of the there's a lot of bug reports right now, but I'm sure that'll get resolved because I think we just posted a new update a couple days ago. Okay, so now we've got our Caravan Services connection, or we should here. +2 poo. That's great. Let's see if I can get the HUD update here. I might have to pop in and out of workshop mode for a second, because it has not caught up to show me the network yet. In the charity mod on Xbox, when you play the Enclave holotape, there's no audio in it. Oh, interesting. I bet. Oh, I wonder. You know what? Because I think I put XWM files in there because I couldn't get the fuse files to generate, and Xbox must not be able to read them. So that's a bummer. I'll have to get back over there and do some more fixes. Is there any other are there any other issues with the Trunks malfunction on Xbox that I need to deal with? Okay, so where are we getting murdered now? So our network is now, we're losing out on caps, so we need to build a couple of residentials. We are short on steel, oil, and cloth. Okay, so we need another organic materials. We need one building materials at least. And some residential. That is totally doable. Okay, let's get some residential solved real quick here. You, settler, you get to live in this house because it's next to me. Well, let's hide the HUD here. Nope, nope, get out of report mode. No, I want a really small chart, please. Actually, I don't want that one either, but alright, let's do this. Start construction. See if we can afford it. We're probably short on asbestos. No, we got everything. Alright, get to building. We need your tax money. Alright, let's find our industrial plots and get them switched over. We do not need rare materials yet, so we'll just go ahead and change this guy to... I think we're going to change it to organic. There we go. Sure, keep this option. I keep putting this on my to-do list, and then it never ends up finishing. I got to get rid of these messages that have no useful information on them, because it's silly to ask you to confirm. If those confirm messages were supposed to be there for people who have specific requirements about their building plans, like best if not put underneath something or whatever. Oh, concrete 198. Oh, I had a concrete shipment. Okay. Whoops. All right, let's go deposit that in the donation bin. Very slowly. Hey, Deep Dive, how are you? ST Mystic, ahoy to you as well. How's hard mode going? Hard mode is going very slowly due to... Oh, wait, I can cheat. I've got Workshop Plus. Give me that super speed. There we go. I'm going to slowly walk over to the City Planners Desk to donate all this cement, but... Well, I guess I didn't have to get out that soon. Trudging over here. I made it. Well, it sounded like... did not sound like what I intended it to sound like. Alright, let's donate some concrete. We'll just donate all this. I don't remember what I was holding it for. Probably something important, but... Alright, let's get our donation notice. Oh, at least we got the concrete out. Alright. And they should have plenty of junk storage because we have a crazy amount of containers in here. What do we got here? We're not interested in any commercial right now. We need a couple more residential, so let's find those and start letting them build. What do we got here? I gotta remember I got flight mode now. Oh, this one actually built already. That was like the only one that built for some reason. Where else do we have some? That one still isn't built. I don't remember what we needed for that, but we'll figure that out in a little bit here. Oh, here's some more houses sneaking in over here. Let's get these guys built. Unoccupied. Okay, well, I'm gonna get some people occupying these. Where's our people at? Come here. Get unstuck. Alright. Who needs a house? June says you have a house, but I don't believe you. Okay, you are living right there. Cool. I don't think any of you guys actually have houses because there's like nothing built. So I'm going to just start assigning people to these. Uh-oh, we got another sickie here. Residential plot. Oh, yeah, slowly finishing Sturgis's quest. Alright, and then you... Okay, we got to get these people cured if I got the cures on me. Before it spreads around. Oh, somebody is already assigned to this one, so I just need to get this one started building. Find the ASAM sensor buried in here. Yep. Alright, you guys need some disease cures. Let's see if I got any left. There you go.
Crop's been growing pretty good lately.
Okay. Okay, cool. We got a new organics. And we need a building materials as well. Or we might be able to upgrade one over at Red Rocket. That's another solution. And then we're also going to need food and defense here. So let's see how we're going here. So, you know, food, we're in big trouble. Defense, we're in trouble. We just need one more house, it looks like. Let's see. Where's our... Do we have any more unbuilt residential? Why is this saying it needs scrap? Is this thing ready to upgrade already? Let's check. What's going on here? What's going on with you? No, I don't want to view reports. It says operational. I don't know what's going on with that one. Alright. Let's find some more residential plots. There's got to be some more hidden away in here. I bet there's some in some of these buildings. Thinking more toward the front than back here would be my assumption. Oh, here's one. Hidden away. Alright, but now we got to find the one guy who's not housed. So let's do this. Oh, I didn't expand build limits. Good call. Let me do that. Manage. Configure build limits. Increase. There we go. Okay, who needs a house? Who needs a house over here? I guess I should pop back in. Maybe now that house built, maybe it'll the meter will fill up again. Work is all full. House meter still not full. Let's see. You've got a house. Let's use the Vitomatic. I feel like that's more reliable. I have the Vitomatic, right? Yeah, yeah. Oh, it already is saved. I just don't recognize the icon for it. There it is. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, stop what you're doing.
But I'm going to talk to you.
Please, please do. Has home, true.
Leave me alone. What do you need?
Has home. Who are we missing? This guy.
Need something?
Oh, I bet I know who it is. It's Preston. Preston, that slacker. Oh, Murphy, the mayor. You're not supposed to be the mayor. I wanted you to work over here. We're gonna give somebody else the mayor job. I don't even want a mayor. I don't want to upgrade this place. I want you to be a machine disassembler. And whoever else said they were the machine disassembler, you're fired. And you're going to be given a new job. That guy's got... Okay, there's his caravan services. The icon just wasn't updating fast enough. Okay, so you're going to become a farmer, I guess? So we need a little bit more food. Oh, we need more wood. All right, I got it. I'm on it. Let me strip mine some more of the forest over here. There we go. Okay, let's get this thing built. And then we should probably start zapping these guys and make sure we have assignment optimized. Alright, let's see. Scan you. What are you good at? I mean, three's not bad.
Nobody has enough to eat.
What about you? Yep, strength is your highest.
Do something to help.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. June, you're already a farmer, but your farm must not be up and running. Marcy also a farmer. Okay, so we need to just start some of these farms building. Gotta figure which ones they're assigned to. I think one of them we can just kick off of farming if we can find it. Where are you guys assigned at? There's that one. Could also be that their titles haven't updated, or their like one of them might have been assigned to that same one and it just didn't update. But let's scout around here. Might be some farms hidden in the back. There's definitely some more houses over here. No, I'm not seeing any more agricultural plots. Yeah, a lot of houses up front here. Not seeing any more agricultural assigned. Okay, so we're going to assign one of them manually. I don't know what they're assigned to. Mama Murphy, I don't see your farm anywhere. So, not Mama Murphy, Marcy, you are going to come over here. I should finish off our food needs. Assuming we have enough stuff. We do. Okay, so then that's going to leave us, our next hole is going to be defense, I guess. So, June, don't need you on food anymore. You're going to come over here. Hopefully have enough resources to build this guy. Oh, I remember dealing with this off, or last time was I had to like move, to get this thing assigned, you have to like move this or something. So we're gonna just move you over here. Wait, I had it for just a second. I just saw it for a flash. Not assigned to ruined house. Not to the foundation. Oh, there it was. It was just right around here somewhere. There we go. Just gotta find that front corner. All right, how much is this thing gonna cost us? Hey, we got enough. Fantastic. All right, let's check what our overall situation is now. Give that a second to update. Okay, so this is still showing we're losing our butts on caps, but I don't think this is updated fully because it's also still showing our organics are negative. There it goes. Okay, so now we're plenty positive on organic. Still short on the steel. And quite a bit shy on the cap still. So we might actually have to go update some residential plots. Go upgrade some in the other settlement to get enough tax money coming in. And it looks like Mama Murphy is still telling me she's the mayor. So we gotta correct that notion. Come here. Come here, lady. Where are you at? I didn't build her a chair because I don't want her. That's when she can be the mayor. When she's got her chair and she's parked. There you are. But we need your insane broken strength to produce us infinite machine parts. Is it not going to give me the build thing? I probably have to start construction. How much is this going to cost us? Oh yeah, we're short a lot of stuff. We're short steel, wood, acid we can solve. Acid and oil, not so much. Okay. Then I guess we'll put her on defense right for now. And then we'll... Actually, no, I should put her on this organic that we already have built. And I'll move that organic collector somewhere else for now. Where are you hiding? Where are you hiding now? Oh, hammer time. I should have remembered that these guys are just going to be hammering forever. Okay, you're going to work organic and make us filthy rich. And now let's find this newly unassigned settler. It's probably sleeping, actually. Yep, took your job. And now you get to be in the marshal game if we can find... Does level 1 only have one marshal plot? That seems like a huge fail. Oh no, there's this one up here. That's right. You get to come climb up this tower. See if we have enough for this. Oh, Mama Murphy keeps getting unassigned there. I'm gonna have to I have to dismiss her as the leader. That's why. So she keeps getting reassigned back to lead. Oh no, we're short on wood. Blasphemy. We're not chopping them trees down hard enough. There we go. All right, let's pop over here. And where's our guy? Here it is. Start construction. Pay and build. And then we need to go unassign Mama. Oh, wait, no. Mama Murphy is assigned to this. I keep saying that she's not. But I'm going to go make sure she's dismissed from the city leader so that she doesn't get sucked back into that job. It should automatically do it, but I don't think it is. So let's see. Oh, no, it did. It did kick her off. Good, good. Okay, cool. Okay, let's head over and see if we can upgrade some residential plots and solve our caps crisis here. We can also just donate. Let's see how many do I have on my person here. 900. You know, we could just donate a few hundred and buy us a few days. Oh, I just noticed I have Twitch chat running as well on my other screen. Hello, guys. All right, cool. Our power plot built. I guess we can... Oh, you know what we're going to do before we start wiring stuff and tempting things? Oh, I see we got Franklin showed up. Cool. All right, let's do save LP hard mode. Day 8 mid. All right. So did the whole family show up? Is that where all these new folks are coming from? How many people we got here now? Oh my god, 15. Oh yeah, we got a lot to do here. Fantastic. All right, so let's do... All right, so we got to solve... Wait, we got a lot of stuff to do now. We are massively short on people because of water problems. Or on food because of water. So we need more water. But we have a whole bunch of people, so we can get into the municipal water game now, I think. It can be a busy settlement building episode. I wasn't anticipating this. That's all right. We haven't had many of those. Most of the time I just get sucked into story stuff. All right, where are we going to stick our water? Maybe in the backyard over here somewhere. Let's see where we're going to stick. Yeah, right here. Sure. And I think this is going to be one of the few I actually want on a cement slab. Let's see here. Get some stairs going. Do we have enough resources for stairs? Oh, we just donated all our concrete. Okay. All right. Let's get you into a water plant. There we go. Let's see how much this is going to cost us. Yep, that's fine. There we go. Hey, we did have enough resources. Fantastic. Actually, we're doing pretty good on resources. Look at our building materials over there. Fantastic. I'm actually curious why. I wonder if we just had production kick in, and because it looks like we have plenty of steel now. Oh no, yeah, 444 steel. Production must have just happened recently. Otherwise, we shouldn't have got some of those fails over there. Oil looks good. I don't remember what all the numbers were we needed for everything. I feel like something we're still short on. Acid, maybe we're short on still. Might need a little bit more on that still. But let's finish. Let's work in here now. We can go back over there in a little bit. Let's get our food situation sorted. And we can start working on our cap situation. Let's see if any of these are ready to upgrade that just need power. It looks like this guy. That is the case. So we can take advantage of our municipal power here, which should have some power to it. Yep, producing 100. We just need to get this wired up. So let's go you to you. And you to here. Come on. Wire in there. There we go. See if any of these get powered now. It's always sketchy with the plot power poles, whether or not they're going to power up. Alright, these guys are powered. So let's trigger some upgrades. Oh, you are not ready to upgrade. Okay. I thought for certain some of these were going to be ready. How about you? Nope. Alright, we'll check the ones inside here. No, I don't want the settler, I want the plot. This person is hungry and thirsty. That's probably, let's check. So we can look at the ASAM sensors here. Nope, that's not what we wanted. This one should tell us whether they're ready to upgrade or not.
There's a bit of a problem. Tired customers spend less money, and everyone's tired as of late.
I'm working on it, buddy. I'm working on it. I'm gonna get you guys some housing. All right, so let's build a multi-person. I think we unlocked the multi-person home for the family. So, oh, what is that? This one? I think that's actually what we built this for. That was the intent of this. So let's change that plan. Choose building plan. Now we should have the Powells. There we go. And I think it even has, oops, information on like, oh no, did I just hit the wrong button? Uncertain if I hit the wrong button. Start construction. Oh, we're short on ceramic and cloth. Okay, so another day before that one can build. Okay, that'll actually bring in quite a bit of tax money with 4 people living in it. I think part of the instructions, it tells you what order to assign everybody. Oh, I haven't heard that sound effect in a while. Gamer G34, thank you for the subscribe. It's Wada. I'm saying it wrong. Greetings to you, Sledge. Okay, let's see here. Come on, meters, pop up there. Okay, we're still waiting for our water situation to get smoothed out here. How much water is this bringing in? 14. Okay, so this just hasn't updated yet. Oh, I bet we need to have... This is probably one of the ones we need to have powered. So let's get this thing into the grid here. Go ahead and build ourselves a power pole to stretch it over there. Oh, we don't have enough resources for that. All right, then. Can we reach anywhere over here? Not quite, not quite. All right, well, we can cheat a little bit here. If we move this, it should still be it should still reach the... Nope, not quite. I guess we can move this guy too. And then we'll pick this guy back up and put him back over there. How does that work? There we go. All right, there we go. 29 water. Water should be full, and that should give help our food shoot back up in a second here. I think we had more than 6 food being produced. There we go. Food 13. Oh, we're still a couple shy, though. Okay. And give everything a minute to sort itself out. Okay, so we might have to be sorting the stuff out or the food situation out at Sanctuary. I'm gonna remember that we're sharing resources here, so we can actually get some extra food from over there. We can actually send somebody over there now that we have the whole Powell family here. Make them a farmer over there since we don't have enough jobs here yet. Yeah, Alex, we want to keep you here. Who else do we got? Do we have some random person that... No, old Paul's got to stay here. Somebody who's working something that we don't... Like one of these random scrap plots. I need to find their worker and send them over. Let's find a low-level one. What is this one? This is just random scrap, right? Let's see. One man's junk, level 1. Yep. Alright, track occupants. This person... Wait. Has 2 occupants? That should not be possible. Oh, thank you, GeForce, for the driver. Go away. Okay, so it might be this person. Oh, use disease cure. Uh-oh. Probably that person, says scavenger, but I'm curious why I've got 2 marks on here. I don't know if this is from that same thing or if I've got some other quest going on here. What's this? Okay, why is this one being tracked too? Track occupants. How about we turn this one off and see what happens? There we go, cleared that one. Okay, so I think that one got stuck on for some reason. Alright, so it's this person sleeping in this house over here. Uh-oh. I thought I was going to crash there. Nope, it's not you. It is this lady. Alright, you are going to go live at Sanctuary. They need some farm help. I guess I should have checked. What are your stats even? Nope, I don't want that. Vitamatic, here we go. Scan. What do we got here? Well, you're not going to be the best farmer. But I don't know that we have a lot of great farmer options here. Because I don't want to split up the Powell family. That seems like a crime.
Raiders thought we were easy pickings. We showed them different.
What can I do for you?
I just need to see your stats. Don't mind me. Intelligence 8. So you would be a good candidate to work at Power. Where is... I assume we have... let's see here. I'm assuming we have Codsworth working here. But let's confirm. Tracking occupant. Oh no, random settler. Wait, that's not correct. Let's scan you. Did your title just incorrect? No, it says organics collector. Something funky going on here. Again, I'm getting the double, multiple people getting scanned here. Oh, yep, see.
King, welcome back, Mum. I do hope you were able to find some assistance in Congo.
You could say that. I made a few new...
I have enough of those these days. I realize that I'm no Mr. Gutsy, but if needed, I'd be honored to accompany you throughout the Commonwealth. Just say the word.
No.
Not now.
Oh, that reminds me. When I just declined him. I haven't leveled up in ages. And I have Lone Wanderer to grab. What else can we grab? Ninja, yes please. Alright, that's enough for now. I like saving I like having a couple of perk points ready to go. Just in case. Okay, oh yeah, we were going to zap you for stats. What do we got, Codsworth? Oh my god. You are another busted vanilla NPC. Okay, well then you will keep going with Power for now. We're the Powell family. We need to check their stats, because some of them are going to have pretty decent stats too, because their quest is deep enough in where, like, a lot of the characters, we balance their stats around how difficult it was to acquire them, like how long you had to have played, and those folks got bigger stat bonuses. So the further in you are, this is generally the settlers you find will have higher stats. There are some exceptions just due to randomization because some of the settlers are just super easy to get. They just walk in your settlement and say that they're looking for a home, and then that's it. And those folks will have a little bit lower. How about you, Katie? What? Intelligence 9, another good candidate for working a power plant. I'm hoping one of these guys has, what is yours? I think yours is charisma. Charisma and intelligence. So we got a lot of folks ready to go when we need lots and lots of power. So this seems like the Powell clan going to be great at mass producing power. So maybe Red Rocket ends up being our power central. So I'm looking for, I need Alex then. Dog meat. Oh, good. Julia stole my bed. Thanks. Appreciate that. All right, just need to find Alex. I think he might be the one with high endurance. Because then we can get him on a farm, and that might make up the difference if we can find it, where the heck he went. Oh, you know what? I think he's assigned to this house already, so we can just track on here. So let's do this. Track occupants. Okay, there's the house. We need to turn off some of these map markers. That'll probably help us actually find stuff. All you off. Alright. No, we still have... What? I just got even more map markers. What? Something's broken. So I wonder, is this like a known bug that it doesn't turn off the tracking correctly? So it's supposed to be is like once you activate it on one, it should turn it off on the other ones. So there we go. So it just detracked everybody. Oh, there's Alex. All right. What do you got for me? Hey, 8 endurance. Okay, perfect. You've been promoted to farmer. Let's see, what do we got here? 7 food, 6 food. Okay, I don't know who was working here, but you are fired. You're about to be replaced by our mushroom farmer. Okay, all right, good, up to 10 food. And pay and upgrade, yes. Bonus. Okay, so I'm guessing it was old Paul or Lily were the farmer before. Just because we needed somebody with higher stats. Yep. So now old Paul. Wait, let me check. What is your stats? What is your positive stat here? You are decent at strength and agility, so defense or scrap. We need to get our water up, so we need somebody who's got good perception, if we can. We might just take you. I think we're just going to take you just so we don't spend all day chasing people around. So let's go ahead and get, because you'll be at least as good as Alex was. There you go. Get our food fixed. Okay, water 31, food 10. The food should go up to 17. Actually, quite a bit higher than 17 because this is about to upgrade. So we should be pretty food rich here in a second. Food 17, that should take care of this. So this settlement is going to be looking good. This is going to push our defense needs. Right, we're doing pretty good on defense. I could see us needing a little bit more defense in a second here. So I think to preemptive strike that, let's go ahead and get power to our Marshall plot over here, if we can reach it somehow. Can you reach to there through that sign? No, but we can cheat you, just like we've been doing. And here, and put you back over here. And then we gotta daisy chain this along. I could see these just not working. I think we went through this in a previous stream where it didn't seem to matter what I did with those big power poles. They worked when they wanted to. But we're going to go ahead and wire everything up here now. We're kind of ready for this, at least this place to upgrade. And get you on our municipal grid. And let's see here. Can you connect to here? Not right this second, but we'll, again, do one of these nonsense things. All right, let's see if that powered up this guy. I'm guessing no. Oh, it did. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, let's run around and see if we get any upgrades on any of these. Upgrade available. Here we go. Let's see if we can afford it. Yes, we can. All right. That should give us a nice buffer on our costs there. Soundscape kicking in just fine. Lots of roosters. Always between, I think it's like we have them set to only yap between like 5 and 6 a.m. All right. We need one more job. So we've got a nice surplus of food, water, power. I wouldn't even call that a surplus. I could see us ripping through that 100 power pretty quickly. Defense now, I think is going to be good for a minute. Especially because that's about to upgrade. That's going to get us some more. So I guess that means we can... Did somebody get reassigned to this? No. So let's find who's not assigned, and we'll get that junk plot back on construction here. Is it going to be Katie? Katie, you're in charge of nuclear material. Please get us some scrap at the Children of Adam plot, please. I don't know why I said please twice. What about you, Julia? All right, Julia needs something as well. Okay, let's see. We can do one more job plot here. Let's check our industrial. Oh, I lost my mouse again. All right, let's give this a second to update, see where everything's at. Okay, so now we're just minus 16 on the caps. Still shy on cloth. We have enough to last 6 days, and screws are still a problem. All right, let's see if we can fix our tag, if this thing can build yet. Ooh, just need ceramic. Cloth is a big problem for us. Ceramic and cloth, okay. Not too bad. All right, let's head back over to Sanctuary now. All right, I think we just sent somebody over here with, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to
Hey,
buy some
Carla,
cloth
you
and some
again.
ceramic.
Here to trade?
Sure. Let's take a look.
Always happy to make a sale.
All right, what do you got for us? We need some junk. We are looking for cloth and ceramic. There's some ceramic. Everyone's favorite part of my streams, where I nickel and dime NPCs. And you guys just get to hear nothing but the click, click, click of my controller button. Let's see. Shipment of ceramic. These always cost a fortune. I don't want to pay you for these. Alright, what can you take in exchange? I want you to take a bunch of junk ammo I don't need. And I'll take your caps too. All of them. Alright. What's the situation here? I know it wasn't great. So, how do we have 0 defense? Didn't we build up? Oh, so when you're playing with operating, or in the hard mode, you get operating costs, and martial and municipal plots require caps to operate. So we have desperately got to solve our caps problem, or we get no defense. All our soldiers are on strike, which makes sense. Okay. Well, let's see here. So how do we solve this? Well, we build... Why is this saying don't have enough materials? You should not need any materials. You are built. Okay, we can build one more house here, so let's go do that. Let's find the house that somebody's living in that just didn't construct. Alright, let's hide this guy again. There we go. Okay, somebody is assigned to a house. I need to make it build. Anybody in here? Anybody got any toilets we can scrap? I'll scrap that thing. Nope, can't scrap this thing. Oh, here's a toilet. There we go. Ceramic. Thank you. Is this one assigned? Yes, it is. Here's our guy. Get us a little bit of caps. I think these only bring in about 8 caps, so we need glass and wood. Okay. Wood, again, I think we haven't fully stripped all the trees out of this place, so we can grab a little bit more wood. Glass? I feel like that should be a pretty cheap random material we'd find. Let's see, wood. Where can we get some glass? Silly unscrappable trees. Alright, there we go. That's definitely our wood. Although I guess we have no reason not to just get rid of all these guys. Oh yeah, see, here's one of these water tanks. Random innocuous thing that happens to add water. Gotta watch out for those in the city plans. Could have sworn in the corner of my eye I just saw a vanilla plant. I was gonna scrap. Glass. Where do we get some glass at? Anything here have glass in it that I can scrap? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like. I can just a car would. Are there any cars laying around? Wait, that thing. Does this thing have glass? Let's see. Steel, rubber, fuse, and a broken light bulb. The broken light bulb feels like a mistake. Feels like that was not. I mean, we'll take the steel. I feel like a car. If we had a car laying around, there would be glass. There might be a car still at Red Rocket that I haven't destroyed yet. Let's go check. Or we got to talk to Carla again and buy some glass. We're going to go ahead and cheat mode here and keep flying between settlements. Alright, did I leave any cars here unscrapped? Okay, now I'm thinking we didn't, now that I'm back here. What about these things? Steel, steel, negative. Okay, nobody's got any glass. I see how it is. Okay, let's check the workbench for junk.
Got work to
Since we have all of these... oh yeah, look at all this. Okay, let's grab all that junk and donate it. Don't know if we need any of this stuff here, but this is... It's interesting that everything's in the STU. I wonder if I started to do this before and didn't finish. That seems very suspicious that it's all in the top part of the alphabet. Alright, let's go to the work... no, we want the... Do I have a city planner's desk here? Yeah, I do. Somewhere. Here it is. Alright, let's donate all our junk. Hopefully there's enough random glass in all this. Didn't bother to check. Definitely a lot of cloth in there. Take it all. Alright, we'll see if any of this gets kicked back.
Isn't that something?
Alright, actually let's go check and see, because if we can build their house, this should solve all of our cap flow problem. Let's see here. We can also go for the marshal on the other settlement. Are we still short on ceramic and cloth? Okay. We can, on the other settlement, we can temporarily pay the operating costs out of pocket just to get them through so that they have enough defense. Yeah, unfortunately the lampposts didn't. Thank you for the suggestion, Carrie. Too large. By the way, in Sanctuary RTC, have you spotted the floating mailbox letters that are only visible from one direction? Yeah. Those, there's a few things that we never figured out how to fix. And so, like, the actual solution is to just cover them up with something. And unfortunately, fixing city plans is a giant hassle, particularly ROTC ones, because I don't know that we have files that we can load from the original designs anymore. So updating them is extremely problematic, but I might be wrong on that. When we converted them over to SS2, the files are probably up on our share somewhere, and they can be fixed eventually. But I've been talking about wanting to fix them back since ROTC came out, and we haven't done it. So it's definitely low priority. A lot of other things I think y'all would rather have us spend our time on than, because you guys can just cover them up for now. Just cover up the floaty things for the time being, and hopefully one day we get to it. Okay, so yeah, we are severely lacking in resources. So one of the things that's supposed to happen here that for some reason is not, I don't know if it's a bug in the current code or if it's just an issue I'm running into, but it should say at the top caravan network instead of resources, so that it's as if, so your default is showing you what's available to you across the network, and that does not seem to be happening here. Although the resources do match, like the numbers are the same under Sanctuary Hills and Caravan Network. So I think it is showing it correctly. It's just not showing the title correctly. Wow, we are spending everything we've got here. So we got plenty of organic, just completely wrecked on building materials. That seems, again, this is, whenever I see this kind of thing happen where it's a bunch of zeros, I get super suspicious because it's like, why? How did we get exactly to zero? It doesn't seem believable. So these numbers are suspicious to me. We actually have something we can use to recalculate daily. We don't have anything to recalculate current. So I might run it just to be sure. Let's go ahead and pay the operating costs. Yeah, I have plenty of caps you can have. Okay. So we're still at negative 58 on the daily. I think I am going to run the... what else do you need? It's operational. Okay. I think I'm going to run this tool and give you guys a chance to see it. So if we come over to the city planners, so you can also do, I think you can do this in the holotape as well, but I'm going to do it here. If we go to tools, advanced tools, recalculate costs and production, and recalculate virtual resources, we can do both of those. And it'll basically go through and analyze your settlements and make sure that there were no glitches in the system that cause the numbers to get funky. Because when the game gets overwhelmed by scripts, it can make mistakes. Recalculating. I really want to upgrade this machine part thing, but it's more important I save the resource. I don't know. Actually, as long as it doesn't cost... Well, that's the thing. I could assume like, oh, as long as it doesn't cost cloth and ceramic, we're good, but it might end up using some of the other resources we need, and then all of a sudden we're short something else, and that would feel really dumb. I really just want to get the Powell's house built. Oh, you know what we can do? Well, let's wait for this to do its thing, because it did warn me on the tool to stay kind of in the area. We want to make sure Sanctuary stays loaded. I'm going to go into the little underground. I bet you there's a bunch of random junk we can grab. Okay, we'll go in here, grab all this stuff, and donate it. Assuming I might have already had this thought on another episode, which is reminding me it's time to save. Yeah, my Xbox died, Carvok. It was a sad moment. I found out I pretty much use it. I use it for two things. Primarily, I just use it for testing SS2, but once in a while, it's really close to my office. Like it's like right by my computer, so I can sometimes kick Netflix on there and stick my kids in front of it if I have to work and I'm watching them. And that is when we found out I was gonna play some Spidey It Is an Amazing Friends for my kids, and we found out the Xbox didn't work anymore. Let's see here. So we're gonna go. What time is it? 10:15. We'll just do mid 2. Sure. And it looks like I must have been down here at some point because this place is looking pretty empty. Still got an unlocked safe. Okay, so I already had this thought. Another session. All right, we're going to check and see what our resources look like. There's one other tool we can run, which is the fix virtual resources. I don't think that'll apply to us. I think that other tool, that's for if you had a bug in from a previous build, because we've had a couple of bugs in the resource system over time. But again, I find it it's suspicious when everything goes to 0. The only thing I could think of that would have got it there is if we just hit a bunch of operating costs and maintenance costs. Excuse me. But it should not spend them if it doesn't have enough to spend. So again, I'm suspect of these numbers right now. So we're gonna go ahead and run this guy. Finished repairing virtual resource totals. Okay. So yeah, probably wasn't any issues with those for it to run that quickly. Okay, so let's just think about our daily change. Okay, so the first thing that's odd here is the building materials doesn't show any positives next to anything, yet we supposedly have several building material production plots in Red Rocket. So let's go figure out what's going on there. Why does it show we are getting 198? Oh wait, that's, yeah, it's showing we're getting nothing except for -3 steel, which is clearly not true. Let's pop over here and see what's going on with our things here. Let's see, what does this guy say? Operational, view reports, production. What are we producing? All sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. Go back. Cancel. Okay, what about you? What are you producing? Which one is this? Is this another? This is just junk gathering. We did, oh yeah, we went all in on junk gathering. I guess I should start focusing them now that we're past that kind of super early game. So the junk gathering are super beneficial in the early game when you don't really have anything in particular you need, and it's just a great way to just pile up mountains of junk. But now we kind of need certain things, so we're going to go ahead and change this guy to building materials. Yep. Oh! One of these days I'm going to remember to remove the dirt mounds from the explosion. But for now, they're just a little bit of extra chaos in your game. And what is this guy? What, can he upgrade? I doubt it. I don't think nearly enough time's passed. Did we fight raiders recently? Let's see, is this thing active? Cool. Excuse me. Gotta remember to keep hydrating here. There we go. There's our building materials. Okay, so now this looks a lot more reasonable. Now we're down -8 caps per day, 1 screw, 3 cloth, and we have... Okay, so now we're on a timetable of 10 days before we run out of things, with the exception of caps. Caps we've got to solve. Well, nope, we have 564 in storage. So I think we just had another... We just hit another construction or production cycle. We must have just hit. Let's try this. Let's see if this guy wants to build now. Still, ceramic and cloth, 2141. That seems like such a small amount. How do we not have those? Let's go back in here. Yeah, we're 2 cloth short. And how much are we short on ceramics? 2 on each. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let's see if we just have that in our inventory. Do we just have... Oh, no, I wouldn't, because I just donated everything in my inventory. All right, we need to find 2 cloth and 2 ceramic. This is such an absurdly low amount. I'm literally going to just go try and loot it in a house over here. Like, what'll give me cloth? What's something I can grab easily that's going to give me cloth? Ceramic, I know, is ashtrays and cups. Those tend to be all over the place. Sure, we'll take a cap stash. No, don't need your pork and beans. Thank you. There we go. See? Ashtray immediately. A lot of bobby pins. Okay. Some chems, aka free money. Oh, that's interesting. It still has the herbal stimulants because I started this save on survival. I guess that makes sense that it wouldn't go through. It would be very expensive for the game to, like script-wise, for it to go through and find all that stuff and get rid of it. Scrap some clothing. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll go do that in a second. I'll finish. Wait, who's that? Also, yes, please.
You might have to put aside. Excuse me, you there. Might I trouble you for a moment of your time?
Of course. What's up?
Now, I hate to ask a stranger for this, but I need a bit of a hand tracking down a few of my workers. You see now, me and my caravan moseyed on into the area a few days back now.
Nick Carter, I've loved self-powered mode and faux power. No more arguing with the power grid. Yeah, it's one of those.
Of myself as a man is neither here nor
It's one of those necessary evils sometimes, the faux power thing, because the grid
Unfortunate to say,
is such a train wreck sometimes.
didn't make it down the road. Bobby over here is the only one besides myself yet unmaimed by the Commonwealth.
If I cleaned up the mole rat den, that I remember doing, yeah.
But we got separated
Because I distinctly remember people saying, "Oh no, don't," or type T detect so you don't crash. Because I know a lot of people have
Don't worry, I can
that
help.
issue that,
Tell me what
which
happened.
for the longest time we were getting reported that it was some settlements, and then I think it's turned out that it's just like a vanilla bug that can happen to anybody.
First one got grabbed by a group of raiders near some big stone fortress we passed by. You'll probably need to crack a few heads to get him back. The second one got lost up by Natick. Old world town. Place is overrun with undesirables. If you can find them alive, then just tell them to meet me here in Concord. If you find them dead, I'd like you to bring me something back. Something I might be able to send their family later down the road.
All right. I'll find them.
I can't thank you enough, stranger. And I won't forget.
Oh, he patched the hole in his chest. Or no, he wasn't the one with the hole in the chest. It's Hubert that had the hole in the chest. I think, excuse me, I think Brannigan's issue was that little bit of camo there was like attached to the wrong bone and it was bouncing all weird. Oh, don't we need sugar bombs for his next quest? We'll see if I remember to hang that I grabbed those and hang down to them. Clean tan suit. There's some cloth. T-shirt and slacks. There's another piece of cloth. And an ashtray. Perfect. We robbed Brannigan to get everything we need. Thank you, Brannigan. Sturgis, you look a little lost there, buddy. Alright, now I think we have an armor workbench here. Old Paul, did I give you a new job? No. Alright, we'll get on that. Oh, there's that sore throat I was worried about. Okay, we gotta move this out of the way. I'm gonna have to talk a little bit quieter here. Alright. Craft. Oops, no, we don't wanna. Oh, no, stop. There we go. Oh, wait. Can I not? How do you scrap clothing? Do I have to just drop it? Oh, I guess drop it on the ground? Is that the only way to scrap clothing? Drop. Is this the solution? Yep, that'll do. Cloth. Ceramic in my inventory. It should count it if we do it from here. It should count what's in my inventory. Start construction. Ta-da! Grab those ashtrays that we got from Mr. Brannigan. Okay. That is super satisfying to be able to get the last couple pieces of junk to build something cool. I like that. I like that feeling a lot. Okay, once again, our water is in the toilet, which then caused our... So why is our water so bad? Something is not operating correctly, so I'm guessing that these got screwed up. This one's good. This one's good. None of them are damaged. Oh, I bet we're sharing water with... Are we sharing water with Sanctuary? Is that the problem? Something funky going on with our water. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and build. We have extra people here who need jobs. Let's go ahead and build another water plant then. I guess that's our unexpected future. All right, let's go ahead and we'll just put them next to each other. I'm not afraid of that. If I can click it in here. Let's see. Surface snap. There we go. Put it right in the middle of a bush. Julia.
Sure thing.
Guess what?
Kingdom for a working spaceship.
You are in charge of... Oh God, no, I don't want whatever that is. So cemetery, no. Excuse me. Uh-oh. All right, water plant, yes. Keep this option. Did I just build two of the same one in a row? What did we get here? What's this one? Outhouse.
I hate to be a bother, but even
And outhouse. No, we don't want that same outhouse. Cancel. 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 Too many things on the screen. Oof. Pushing the limits, guys. Morgan, when does part number replace? I assume you mean part 3. Part 3, our current objective is to get it out to you guys well before Starfield. And to me, well before means at least a month in advance. And we're pushing as hard as we can to get it to you, but it is a immensely complicated expansion. It definitely has the most dialogue, for sure. Most dialogue lines of any of our expansions. Has probably the most complex system included since the launch of, like, there's a lot. I mean, each chapter has had a pretty complex system in it. Like, the initial launch of SS2 was basically the complete overhaul of the plots. Chapter 1 was that. Chapter 2 was HQ. Chapter 3 is the war mechanics. I don't think the war mechanics are any more complicated than the other two, but I think they're more polished than the other two. The plot code, I think the plot stuff's pretty well polished now. But the amount of effort we're putting in to make the war mechanics feel good is, it's all slow going. It's just a lot. I think all of us are afraid to disappoint you guys at this point because it's like our final thing. I mean, we're going to keep filling out content and bug fixing and stuff for a long time after this. Like, I estimate 2 years of patching after chapter 3. But it's our last big story chunk. So it's, part of it is fear of failing. So we're probably making ourselves take longer than we need to. Okay, let's see here. And then this guy, gotta make sure he has power. There we go. Okay. Wait, how many caps are you producing? Seems like not enough. Provides a home? No. Do we not have, are there not taxes on multi-residential, or is this it's just not updating the HUD? That's gotta be what it is. Well, let's go ahead and power them. Alright. Can we not reach any of these? Okay, I guess we gotta build do we have enough stuff to build anything? I'm guessing no, because I gotta remember that you can't actually manually build without materials that I keep donating. Okay, we gotta do our silly trick again. Because despite it highlighting green, the game doesn't believe itself. Oh, we can turn surface snap back on. Get that to line up properly. There we go. Alright, let's shrink this thing down because it's obnoxious. Okay, so now it's got power. Let's check the details here. Oh yeah, view reports. Let's see what it says. Production. 30 caps. Yeah, that is rare. I wonder why it's not showing up in the HUD. Is this a known bug for that particular plot that's not showing the caps in the HUD? Or I wonder if all the residential are like that and we didn't set that up correctly. Let me check some of the other ones. No, see, there it goes. Daily plus 6. So why is this one? Oh, there it goes. But that's not correct. Daily plus 30. There it is. So it was just delayed for some reason. This is why what I was talking about earlier about HUD framework being kind of wonky and delayed, whereas the F4SE HUD stuff, like the thing they did, should be a lot snappier. Because it's all F4SE driven, so it can be very responsive, which is nice. Okay, what do you need here? That symbol usually means you're waiting for scrap to upgrade. No, that's not the case. How about this guy? Is this guy ready to upgrade? I feel like any of these level 1 plots. And also, I think I said I was going to give old Paul a job, and I did not do that. I did not have any particular plan for this episode, but it definitely was not to build all settlement stuff the whole time, but I'm enjoying it. Here we go. Upgrade. Let's get more junk coming in. Apparently it was free. It didn't even ask me. You should ask me to confirm the cost. Alright, let's see. Did any junk get generated that we can grab? Just one cloth. Okay. And actually that cloth was probably from me manually scrapping those pieces of clothing. Alright, what do you have? You're not upgradable yet. Okay, so I think we've got full bars here. That feels real good. Let's double check one time here. Nope, nope, nope. Don't kick me out. Come on, HUD. You can do it. Happiness on the rise. Oh yeah, we wouldn't have been able to get to level 2 anyway. We need to get to 80 happiness before anything get to level 2. Yeah, the whole HUD is locked up. I can see from the loading there. Let's give it a second. Script lag. I think that is one of the things I'm super excited about for Starfield. Is like now that they'll be on DirectX 12, new engine. They'll probably have allocated a lot more script memory, so that they can do cooler things, which means we'll get to do cooler things. And if we can make Fallout 4 do this, I can't wait to see what we can do with a little more horsepower. Let's see here. Let's check our full daily change situation here. So we're still starving on caps. We really need to get more resin. Oh no, there we go. Okay, just need a second upgrade. Okay, so now we're short. Still the cloth screws and caps. Caps we have got a nice nest egg though. So really it's just cloth as our killer right now. We're about like as soon as we hit the next day, we're gonna like lose a bunch of stuff's gonna fail. Like all these things are gonna break. So just start breaking because we don't have cloth for them. So we desperately need some cloth here. So I think let's check. Is this thing almost ready? Is this thing ready to pop? This is level 1. Are you ready to upgrade? No. Okay, can we afford to switch anything? So we just switched you over to building materials. This one. What's going on with you? Can we switch you over? Let's get you, because I kind of want a couple of junk plots, but we have 3. 2 of them at level 2. This one level 1. Is this one ready to level up? I think I can change out one of them because, yep, upgrade available. Cool. Because I would like to get, I think, another organic going here. So let's do that. And then we're going to go over to the other place and see if we can finally build the machine parts. And that'll put us in the black for screws, which should be nice. So we'll be, and then all we're missing is a little bit of caps. Okay, wood is all we need. Okay, I know we can get wood. There's always wood laying around. I'm only going to be able to say that for this episode, and then there won't be wood laying around anymore, anywhere. Except right outside. Excuse me, right outside the border. Got hiccups now. I'm going back and forth between hot coffee and iced coffee to keep my throat pain in check. Working for the most part so far. I had a few moments of throat clearing I need to do there. All right, let's pop over here. Go, 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 go. You got 5 seconds. Fly. Fly, fat ass, fly. That is a Jay and Silent Bob reference. For any of you who, I'm not actually calling my character fat ass. Let's see here. That's some wood for us. I think we're gonna have to take it out of here though. So the way some settlements works with resources that you scrap manually is you've got to, it can spend it on the local settlement you're in, but it won't spend it across the network. That way, that gives you a little bit of control so you don't lose all your stuff. But we actually need this to go. Yeah, like look at all this junk. Holy cow. Actually, I'm gonna just take all this. All the stuff. Gimme, 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 gimme. Look at that carry weight. 435. Without, and no mods. Or no, like, carry weight modifying mods. If you have a place everywhere, press F5 to turn off workshop exit timer. Oh, that's right. You can just fly through the whole map. How do you drink your hot coffee? Sugar, creamer, black, honey, etc. My coffee, I drink with a splash, like a real small splash of heavy cream. And it is delicious. I used to like the whole works, like I loved the sugary stuff, but Not much anymore. Once in a while, I can do like one of those. I really like the real fancy Starbucks cold brews where they pump them full of sugar and stuff, but not too often. Those will wreck me if I drink too many of them. But yeah, generally at home drinking coffee, just a little bit of heavy cream in there. All right, now we got loads of junk. And this time I'm actually just going to put it in the workbench so that I actually have some stuff to build, like power poles and whatnot. All right, so let's store all junk. There we go. All right, and now I got to remember what I was going to do. I wanted to upgrade something. Oh, no, I was going to build this guy. I'm going to build this guy. Start construction. And then I think, was it old Paul who's still not working? Pay and build. All right. Well, it looks like you got a job now because you're wandering around. What did you get assigned to? Okay. Who's not working now? Well, somebody's working there because it's upgrading. Oh, yeah, that's right. What's her name? Katie. So who I have assigned to there. All right. Let's see here. You need power. Okay, we can do that for you. Oh, the full meters feels real good. You know what? I'm trying to think if we can afford to start doing recreational. So one of the things, recreational can be super valuable for updating stats, but they are, if you're playing in hardcore, the extra costs for food and water that they add, because that's supposed to simulate, like the idea, what we use often for food and water is to be, like to say that your settlers want more. They want more food and water. They want more stuff. So it's like as your little civilization is evolving to the point where you have surplus, your settlers want a piece of that. And since recreational plots are literally our representation of, even though it's working on plots of training, it's still meant to be like, this is because you are doing good enough that you have free time now. That's kind of what they represent, that they take more food and water, and that can be pretty rough in the early game. But we're clearly, like settlement wise, we're in the mid game now. We're getting into level 2 plots. We're stabilizing even individual settlements. Like I'm pretty sure this place would be totally fine even without Sanctuary connected. So we're definitely getting into the space where we can start sneaking in a rec plot here or there. And then it's deciding what we want it to do. It seems like, so we've got a lot of named NPCs here, so we actually don't really need, I guess we could do happiness just for like just a generic happiness one, just to push us over 80 so that we can definitely upgrade. But I think we're going to get there naturally with all of our stats up here. So I guess training, the most valuable one to train is endurance, honestly, because endurance will help your settlers not get horribly ill. Like they won't get incapacitated, which I do have enabled. So endurance is a good one. And also I believe endurance is the best payoff. So you have endurance, which buffs food production, water buffs, or perception buffs water production, intelligence buffs power, and agility buffs defense. I'm trying to remember which one is the highest value. I feel like it's food. So endurance is what's coming to me is the one I want to do. Let's see. Is this guy ready to upgrade? Is that what that symbol is? Yep. Upgrade available. See if we can afford it. That'll get us. That might fill in the rest of our caps problem. We need wood and ceramic still. Okay. Good to know. So let's see here. Okay, so we've got one more upgrade ready to go here to get our, which that will take care of our caps problem. But again, we have a buffer, really, and we have our cloth solved now. Cool. So screws are the only problem, so we got to go see if we can build that over there. What else? I don't think we need anything else here. I think we're just debating on this recreational. I think I'm going to go for it. I think I'm going to get a endurance plot, and we'll try and get one of our farmers working it so that they can slowly. Oh, you know what we need to do? Yeah, we'll do that. No, I'm not going to do that. Where do we have? What do we have the most here? So we have a lot of people with high intelligence, so they're going to be able to. The other thing to think about the training plots is if you want to get people with enough stats to work the advanced plots. So that's having enough people for the advanced power. You need intelligence, advanced. So I think we need perception actually, because I don't think any of our guys can work advanced water natively. I don't think we have any high perception guys. So let's do that. I could spin in circles on the deciding what to train, and that's part of the fun. So let's get this guy. Ugh, the building over here, kind of a bummer. Let's put it. I guess we'll let it hang out of the settlement a little bit. That's fine by me. Looks sufficiently janky, which I like. Yeah, I think we're gonna do perception training. We'll get. Let's see who needs it more. What's your perception, Franklin? Franklin the well digger. 4, and Julia is 3. Okay, we're gonna get Franklin on it because he's closer. So we'll get him to more quickly cancel construction. We'll get him more quickly to get up to the perception he needs to do advanced when we unlock that. Wait a second. Did we not unlock it yet? Oh, that's right. We haven't built any. Okay, so we're going to go. So basically what's going to happen, as soon as we go build a relaxation, we're going to trigger 7 unlocks in a row. Or I think 6 of them. I think a lock doesn't unlock until you build all the other training plots. But I think we're going to unlock all the other training plots right away here. But I know I have a rec plot over here, so we'll go ahead and build this up. Don't forget Twitch chat. Oh, sorry. I always forget Twitch chat. Justice to all, do you think that modding will be fine with a Starfield Xbox Game Pass version on PC? I mean, I'd hope so. Yeah, mainly monitoring the Xbox chat. That is correct. I am... Twitch has been like as a new thing for me to dual stream to, so I have trouble keeping up with one chat, much less 2, but I'll try to be better about it. If somebody has any recommendation for a good piece of software that merges the chats together, I really should start using it. But yeah, I would assume that they're going to support it. Like I think that Bethesda putting mods right in the base game was a huge boon for everybody. It was good for them because it added free content for people to play. And then for us mod authors, it was like more exposure. So I can't see them not doing that again. It was just good for everybody. All right, so let's find that rec plot. The info box on the settle working a power plot is missing the job icon in my game. Yeah, I think, and it might be one of those things that you're having the same issue that I just had, where it was like just wasn't showing up for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden, oh, there it is. All right, we need all sorts of stuff to build this thing. Why are we short for everything? Is it... Oh, see, we're having the same funkiness again with the... It's showing us we have nothing here. Is this a problem with the caravan network? Is that our issue? Is this thing not paying its operating costs? What's going on here? No other caravan services in range. Let's refresh you. That is why this place is showing nothing. Thought that was fishy that it had 0 of everything, but it wakes way more. Oh, is this guy incapacitated? Is that why? He's got 1 endurance and he's sick. Yep, that will be our problem. This guy needs a disease cure, which we are out of. Let's see if we can craft any. I highly doubt it because I haven't been keeping any resources on me. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to just cheat mode this. Well, not cheat mode, but we're going to just ham fist it, we'll say. We're going to take somebody with a little better endurance. June, you are going to come over here. And you are now caravan services. Because we need we need you guys on the network. Knew there was something funky. Couldn't trust that 0. Makes way more sense that it's because caravan services got disconnected. All right, let's give this thing a minute. And then where was June assigned to? Right there. Okay. And then you, Mr. Incapacitated Settler, you're going to go work there until I can find... I know you're not going to add anything, but you're going to hang there until I can find myself a disease cure. Okay. Let's pop in and out, see if that updates our caravan network. Streamlab has a plugin to combine chats. All right, I'll have to look into that between streams. Let's see. No other caravan services. Let's try refreshing it. Excuse me. We should probably go check the one in Red Rocket too. It might not be active for whatever reason. Okay. Let's make sure you did get unassigned. Yes, you did. This has someone assigned. Okay, let's go check on Red Rocket, see if it ended up with the same problem. Where are you, caravan? Wait, did I never build caravan services here? Did I never build caravan services here? I don't think I did. I just never did. Whoops. Well, all right then. That explains a lot. Okay then. All right. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna put you over on the road. I like that idea a lot. And nope, I don't want it. I don't want it on the. Oh! Did I grab the wrong one? Where's my plot? There we go. Pick up everything. There we go. And now we need a worker here. Or did it find somebody? It did find somebody. Okay, apparently somebody else was still unemployed over here. Oh, super mutant attack. Choose building plan. Make sure this is on caravan services. And let's murder some. Not with not with a Vitomatic. Hey, buddy. Nice. Ooh, excuse me. Is that it? I cannot believe it. I didn't build a caravan services here. That feels extra dumb. All right, what is this guy short on? Let's see. No, he's operational. All right, let's make sure this is constructing. Unoccupied. What? All right, who's doing the least useful thing? What are you doing, old Paul? Old Paul, it's not showing your job. Okay, well, you're going to this then. I don't know what you're on, but you're on this now. Sure as a gun. And Bossy, what is your stance on CBBE mods? More power to you if you want to use them. I'm on record saying I do not understand the I have no desire to be turned on by my video games, so that's not for me. But yeah, go for it. To each their own, man. Wait a second, where'd our power guy go? Oh, this is I think you guys complain about this a lot on the forums, and everybody knows this is just a game issue. Is the Codsworth refuses to say assign to things, right? That's just like a known game problem. Codsworth is the worst. Interesting though that it didn't oh there now, see, now the grid caught up to it. It was like the grid didn't catch on that it was lacking the foundation plot, but there it goes. Okay. We're definitely still not seeing any movement here. Choose building plan. Did it build? I wonder if this is just like it's actually built, but it's not. It's just not showing. All right, let's hide some of this again. Let's refresh this and see. Oh, there it goes. Pay and build. Okay. Cancel. There we go. All right, I guess for this, let's see if now. So this place has plenty of resources. So yeah, once we get caravan services built, we're gonna have a whole lot of new stuff to do. Because then all of a sudden, we're gonna get all of the shortages from Sanctuary are gonna come they're going to be our problem too now. So we're suddenly not going to be balanced on this network at all. Romancing Jake on every playthrough. That's your guys' fault. You guys insist on it. I put that up for vote every time. I just unassigned him from the power. I unassigned Codsworth from it? I thought I unassigned Old Paul. Because Codsworth is who I thought I had on power. Maybe I screwed that up. Maybe I got my but I didn't unassign Codsworth to nothing. He was just straight up unassigned. And now look, and now he's assigned to that. And that might be a oh, I bet it's because the there is no power icon, so he's just assigned to, or I mean there's no power assignment icon rather. Codsworth and Valentine wander off unless you patch them. Interesting. Interesting. You know how we vote, yeah. I'm still gonna leave it on you guys. You get the credit for it. All right. Let's see. That caravan service is about to pop, and then we get to see what our new problems are. And then if they're not bad, I'll fix them. If they're a nightmare, and it's going to take me another hour to fix it, I'm going to we're going to save here and come back to this another day. Let's see how bad it gets here. I'm going to pop out of workshop mode and give our game a second to refresh all this, because once you connect, like anytime you build a new network plot, like a caravan services or a power transfer, there's a lot of background stuff that has to happen, because it basically will reevaluate your entire settlement network to see how it can fix imbalances. And it'll be like, all right, this settlement needs water, this one needs food, this one needs power, this one needs this, and try and juggle them around. Oh, I always love to see when they're actually animating on the plot, even when I put it over the edge. That feels good. Can I afford to hire you yet, Randy? No, I think he wants 1,500 because I have no charisma. So you're going to just hang out for a while. All right, what's our situation here? So it looks like our food, water stuff, we didn't have to share much. So now it's just a look at our daily change situation. I'm not sure if it can. Let's see if it connected. I should actually check here. I might have to go refresh Sanctuary to get it to connect. Oh no, there it goes. There it goes. Negative 78 caps now. Let's see here. Status operational. Cool. So it looks like our biggest hit was they are really short on caps over there, because we were close to being neutral on it. I mean, again, we still have a good buffer. If we go to the next screen, we have days remaining of 7 days left on there. Where are we at? We're still the screws are a problem, but we have 7 days left on screws. So we got 7 days left across the board on everything. So that's not bad. That we got enough time to do something about that. The house situation, let's see if sharing, if that suddenly gave us enough resources for this to upgrade this. This will get us a few more caps. We still got a ways to go. We're still, and we might have to, it might be commercial time, to be honest with you. That's the real source of caps. Well, let's see if this thing will upgrade or not. 185 wood. I bet we can still snag some wood from Sanctuary. I don't think I've finished nuking that place. I think there's still more wood to be had here. Let's try our luck. Is the free flying and build mode something that's in the game, or is that a mod? That is the Mod Workshop Plus. That I don't think I need. Actually, do I have? I have not been keeping up this playthrough's mod list, have I? I need to do that. I need to get on that. I usually keep it up on the forums, and I don't think I've updated it in quite some time. Because we've now added a bunch of add-on packs. I'm using quite a few now. All right, let's grab all this wood. I don't know how short we were, but I'm guessing 96 should be enough. Here we go. Oh yeah, I love the cheat. Okay, so let's see you. Oh, we still had the LOD loading in from the roof. All right, let's try that now. Can you take it out of my inventory? Do we have enough? We do. There we go. Okay, so we're definitely still gonna be short. 78. Let's check these. I feel like the roof houses I built last, so these things should be ready to pop too. Maybe I got the order wrong, but let's check these ones. Are these guys? Yep, upgrade available. Can we afford it? Level 2, guys. We need those taxes. Oh, just wood. Just wood is our shortage now. All right. Okay. And then we're short of bed probably because this is upgrading. That'll get fixed in a second. We'll hang tight just to make sure. And then I'm going to take one more pass over in Sanctuary to see if there's anything useful we can do before we call it a night. And look at that. Again, Codsworth unassigned himself. Codsworth, you're useless. You're killing me here. Where'd he go? Where's he at? Codsworth. I guess it's pointless to keep trying to reassign him to it, but I need this power, otherwise all my stuff's going to go out. Does anybody have a suggestion for the mod that fixes Codsworth and apparently Valentine to keep them assigned? Because I actually want to look at the mod. I'm gonna definitely use it, but I also want to look at it and see how they fixed it, because it might be, if I see their fix, it might be something I can fix natively in fix it in Workshop Framework without doing any ESP edits. If I can script solve it, that would be better. Then no one would need those mods anymore. I'm sure everyone would appreciate an ESL slot or ESP slot back, or it's probably ESL. It doesn't matter, but either way, one less thing people have to worry about. One less bug report we've got to get. Codsworth just disappeared. No wonder he's not assigned. He just got out of Dodge. He's just done. Well then. Alright, I guess we have no power. Okay. Well, I guess that's as good a time as any to switch gears to chat mode. So let's do our normal end of session stuff. Oh, Julia over there is wigging out. Let's do end of session. And then we can start cheating. So we will do set game hour to 11. Force weather. And timescale. And a little bit of free cam. We'll watch everybody path horribly around here. Maybe we'll see Codsworth, and then we'll know where he is for next stream. All right, so this is the time of the stream if you're new around here, or I'm just gonna fully engage with chat now. We're gonna leave the game running, some background stuff, and then if you guys want me to show you anything, I can pop out a free cam and go do so. So feel free to ask questions. The only thing that I usually consider off limits are I won't answer not gonna some personal questions, and I won't spoil story moments for chapter 3. But otherwise, we can talk mechanics, we can talk SS2, we can talk Starfield. I don't know if I have it in me to do the full watch the video, the full video again and do commentary on it right now. But if you guys have or want to talk about it, I'm game. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either if it is some silly thing like that. Like occasionally there's a script on NPCs for them being able to be settlers. And on some I've seen it on some characters in mods, but I don't know if it's happened on Bethesda where there's just a property that you need to set because most people don't think to look in there. Because a lot of the generic scripts that Bethesda puts on stuff that are just automatic, but there are some things specific you got to do for the workshop NPC script. Did you cry watching the Starfield trailer? I did not. I don't know if I've ever cried watching a trailer. That would be very impressive. I watched the I watched the my son is really interested in video games, but I barely let him play them yet because I'm very concerned about how addicted I was to him as a child. So I'm hoping to spare him that. Not that, I mean, obviously I love video games now, but there were a lot of years in my youth where that was all I did, and should have been doing a mix of things. And so I'm trying to help him with that balance. But I started to show him the trailer, and then I had to turn it off real quick because I didn't realize how much killing there was right in the middle of it. Because like the first 2 minutes of the trailer, it's just like, story, voice narration, and like, phenomenal music and all these cool shots, and then all of a sudden it's just murder for the next 30 seconds. It's like, whoa, you're too young for this. What did you think of the module building in Starfield? Oh, that is like the number one feature I wish we had in this game. Like, I want that so bad. I want to be able to just be up here and plop things down at ground level. Like, this is an RTS. Oh, I'd be in heaven for that. Like, I mean, that's... I haven't tried it yet. I haven't been back in 76 in a long, long time, but I'm told that they got close to it in 76. At least with the... the elements of it are, instead of... When I push forward, like on a controller, as an example, or if I'm using my keyboard, if I push W, instead of moving toward my cursor, I should move toward the top of the screen. I should be moving this way with my camera staying pointed that way. That's all it is. That's the only difference between overhead build and like normal FPS movement. Like, that's all they have to do is change your forward and backward, instead of aiming at your cursor, to just keep you on like the XY plane that you're on, and then you use different buttons to go up and down. And like, that's all they would need to add to Fallout 4, and we would have it, and it would be amazing. I mean, there's a little bit more to it, because then you also need to like change the the ground detection, like of how far out you can build things from where your controller character is. But it's still like, for the most part, the only thing we're missing is the ability to have your forward backward movement stay on one plane, and we'd have it, and that looks amazing. What are your thoughts on no Fallout 4 update? I mean, I'm not surprised that they didn't give us information on that, because they basically don't want to muddy the messaging right now. Like, it's just going to be all Starfield marketing. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't hear a peep about Fallout 4 update for a long time, and that they don't scrap their plans for it to be this year, and instead are like, that'll just be like once there's a lull after Starfield is out, maybe in January or something, then we'll finally hear something about it. I would not be surprised if they just basically pump the brakes on everything that's not Starfield, and we just get nothing, no news or anything on anything else. That's my guess right now. It seems like Microsoft's got to put all their eggs in the Starfield basket, because they've just had such a disaster with Xbox, with the new Xbox. Like, it's had virtually no, no must-have titles on it. MT Stomach MT, is there a way to limit the location chosen by SS2 Settler mission to Vanilla 1? No. But I also don't know what you mean. Are you talking about like the Settler mission? I don't know what you mean. If you could describe further. But no, there's no way to limit by any of the locations. Excuse me. Occasionally we have... we do try and limit the Radiant quests to being in the Commonwealth only. I know we did that in a patch once. We went through and like changed most of our characters who have Radiance to only use Commonwealth settlements. But it could choose a Commonwealth settlement that's from a mod too. That doesn't limit it to that. Too Large Pep, excited for the Chapter 3 trailer. The teaser still lives rent-free in my head. I think I saw... Did somebody say they cried watching the Chapter 3 trailer? Did I catch that and I missed it? Or did somebody delete that message? Yeah, Chapter 3 trailer is in development. Actually should check in on that squad and see how they're doing. Because we... most of the dev team is like busy trying to get all of Chapter 3 working perfectly. So not very many of us working on the trailer right now. But it is being worked on. Midnight Bandwidth, would you consider releasing a torrent of the mod so that downloading can be easier? Or are they out there and I'm missing it, just struggling to download? So the reason the I mean, maybe one day. Like right now, I like to know where the mod is because we update so often. Like now, obviously not right now, like the last 4 or 5 months, we haven't been doing updates, but in a normal situation where we're not grinding out an expansion, trying to beat a major game release, we would be patching every 2 to 3 weeks. And so, so then having it out there in other locations, it gets too hard to control. So like I already, when other places ask me to host it, I tell them no. If somebody points out like, hey, it's being illegally hosted so-and-so, I'll go ask them to take it down just because I need to keep control of it. And then this isn't like a huge decision driver, but it is noticeable as Nexus actually gives mod authors a little cut. So like we make a little bit of money on Nexus to have people downloading it from there. And we use that to fund the City Plan contest. So we use that to pay for all the prizes. And so if we, didn't distribute it on there, we wouldn't have that little bit of income, which is nice. It's nice to take care of that. And we get to give it back in the form of lots of prizes. Like we give away a ton of prizes with the City Plan contest. We give out Steam gift cards. We give out t-shirts. We give out Nexus premium subscriptions or games on through Nexus. So having that little bit of income from them is nice. About to start a new game. Should I wait for Chapter 3 or I'll be able to add it to an in-progress game? You will be able to add it to an in-progress game. That is extremely important to us. In fact, we've been using my Let's Play save from my first SS2 Let's Play save, the one that is now over a year old. We've been using that as our test case to make sure that you can port forward so that we know that even older saves, ones that haven't seen the most recent patches from SS2, will upgrade correctly. So you should be good if you want to start now. Babylonia Rising, do you think the pre-cure mine system has been replaced based on the description of how planets are generated as the player approaches? Terraforming mod for tunnels, holes, trenches. I mean, it's definitely different, but I'm sure it's still something in there. Like, I am not anticipating terraforming in that game. But maybe we'll find out. It could be a matter of like, that's something that is already in that chips in the game, and because they barely put any time showing us the outpost system. So, and I think that probably based on, despite the fact that like all of us who are still playing Fallout 4 absolutely love the workshop system, and 76 players love it. I think it was when it was initially talked about in Fallout 4, it was considered like a big negative. People didn't like it. And a lot of people still didn't like it after Fallout 4 came out because it was pointless. It didn't have any really impact on your game. And so I think that they're probably just keeping it in the background for now. So we don't know how big it's going to be. It might turn out to be a massive thing. Maybe it has terraforming and everything, or maybe that'll be something they do in expansion. I don't know. I haven't seen any. They haven't given us any hints to how much of the tech is going to be exposed to mod authors either. So. But I would guess that terraforming would be too much of a jump for them. That's a big change. Like that's almost you're turning your engine into like voxels. And I doubt they made any such dramatic change. So my guess would be no to terraforming, but maybe they'll surprise us. I do think they're going to give us the tools to, because the way they've been talking about the planets is basically you design. So I remember there's a thing, the interview Todd Howard did right after the deep dive. He kind of mentioned this briefly, and I think he's mentioned it in other interviews before. He said they take like a 1 kilometer section and they kind of wrap it around the planet. So my guess is they take something like a small subsection of like a Fallout 4 size map, and they design it all, and then they just use, and then they make it patternable, and then just kind of repeat it around the planet. And so in that case, it's not going to be terraformable. It's just going to be kind of the same terrain system we're used to, just done in a way that it can repeat indefinitely instead of having to have a predefined map. Suzuki, I'm hoping Fallout 4 VR is updated. Still holding out for Skyrim VR update if that's horribly outdated. Excuse me. I don't anticipate them updating Fallout 4 VR. I think that one is locked in. There doesn't seem to be like the VR thing. Feels to me like it's kind of stalled, but I'm just I'm not in that space. I know that, you know, the Quest kind of opened the door to it being much more of a mainstream available thing, but I don't know. You look at, like, you know, we're in the summer games season where there's just all sorts of trailers and announcements going on. You don't hear, nobody talks about VR stuff, right? It's not the mainstream gamosphere right now. It was a novelty, and maybe it still has a chance to take off. And, like, you know, there's PSVR now, but I think that's really expensive. So I don't know. To me, VR seems to be kind of like it's on like, if it wasn't for Meta dumping in billions of dollars into it, I think the VR thing would have already collapsed as a fad. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it hasn't really caught on, so I don't see anybody like Bethesda investing in it again anytime soon. Maybe that'll turn out to be false. Maybe we'll see a Starfield VR come out next year or something. Canuck, the first thing that pops for Fallout 4 Codsworth Settler mod is Codsworth and Nick Unassignment Fix by Laren Kiar. All right, let me grab that. I'm gonna put that up in another browser here because I definitely want to get that for this save, but I want to just research and see what they changed. Come on. Here we go. Let's see what this is. Quick and simple mod that fixes Codsworth's and Nick's unassignment bug. So when we return their assignment, they will still be assigned to their jobs. Let's see if I can figure out what this is. Main file, ESL version. Manual download. All right, let me switch where's my Streamlabs? I'm going to just look at this right now because I am so curious. All right, please stand by. I need to open the CK. Actually, I think I can do this in Xedit. Give me a second here. Downloads. Codsworth and Nick on assignment fix. Oh, he's got a BA2 file in here. What is in this? Unassignment fix quest. Oh, he actually had to do a quest for this. That's interesting. Alrighty. Pop this in here. What did you do? This is one of my favorite things about learning modding is now whenever somebody's mod does something cool, I know exactly how to tear it apart. There's only one mod I haven't figured out how they did it. It is the 2D side-scrolling thing. I cannot figure out how he did that. It's not F4SE. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I think it's by what's his name? He's one of the guys who has probably the most Elha, I think. No, Zorkaz. It's Zorkaz is the one who has like 1 million random mods on here. But run and jump 2D platformer. No idea how he pulled that off. Cannot figure it out. My best guess is it's like some weird thing that can happen, like that's baked into the base game with the camera that I've just, because I don't do level design, that I've just never stumbled across. But that one is the only one I haven't been able to figure out. All right, let's see this unassignment fix. What is he doing with it? Unassignment fix handler quest. I like that he did it without any ESP edits. That's really cool. Okay, so I have to decompile this script. So give me a minute here, guys. Let's see. Codsworth and Nick. Let's put this up here. I'm sure this is riveting content listening to me talk to myself, since you can't see what the hell I'm doing. Oh, we put the source in. How nice. All right, extract selected to downloads. Nope. That's not what I want. Extract selected to downloads. All right, let's see what his source does. Why didn't it extract? Okay. All right, how about we do extract all, new folder, unassigned fix, select. Let's see if that worked. Script source, there we go. All right, what is he doing here? All right, dialogues, post-war, workshop item keyword is dead, blah, 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 set Codsworth WS var, workshop vars. Okay, so it looks like Codsworth never gets set to have population. What is this? Index 1 mod added, 2 is vanilla. Okay, so Codsworth's problem seems to be that he's not workshop rated. Oh, it's both of them. They're lacking a population rating, so they're not considered real settlers. Let me go confirm that. Is that true in the CK? Actor Codsworth. But yeah, this is, I mean, if that's the case, I would solve it the exact same way. So, and maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll pop it into Workshop Framework, because this is, I get this reported as a bug all the time. And then I'll have to give credit, shout out credit to, who did this one? I better keep it open so I don't forget. Laren Kiar. Yep, no workshop rating population set on those two. Such a silly little bug. I could also probably come up with some way to work around that in the code, but this just seems like a cleaner solution. Okay, good to know. Cool. That's an easy fix. All right, let's bring that. We can bring the game back now. Now that I'm not on my desktop. Thanks for the link or the information. That was helpful. Let's see. So I guess there'd still be benefit to baking it into Workshop Framework though, because I think there's a BA2 limit. So even though it's an ESL, since it has a script, it actually does hit a kind of secret limit. Mr. Hansy keeps sending me to Nuka before I go there the first time. Oh, okay, so that's probably just one we missed. Anybody out there listening who's got access to our bug system, if you want to put Mr. Hansy's Radiant on the list. I don't know how that got missed. We tried to, I remember we went through and got most of them, but he must have just slipped through the cracks. Empty stomach when I'm tasked to save Crow Corvus, taken to a location added by FST in the Bleachers mod. Is it a location that there are enemies? Or is it a... and is it a location you can get to before you do that in their quest? Whoa, my chat jumped again. Has any other games catch your eye? Avowed, Fable. Fable actually caught my attention. Like I knew, like with 10 seconds into that trailer, it was going to be Fable, because I have nothing but fond memories of the original Fable. And I think I played through Fable 2 all the way too. I think Fable 3 was where they lost me. So it'd be nice to see that franchise come back, but you know, it would be 100% nostalgia would be the reason to play. Like, yeah, I didn't see anything. So, but Avowed, no, Avowed looks like fantasy Outer Worlds, and I hated Outer Worlds. I don't know why I hated Outer Worlds, because it seems right up my alley. It's a talkie RPG with Fallout-like vibes, yet just didn't do it for me. I couldn't get through the first hour of that game. And the only thing I figured out with it is the controls felt really clumsy. Like I really hated the control scheme. And I think it's because Fall of Wars is really smooth. They've got really good controls in this game. And Outer Worlds felt clunky to me. So now that I saw, like when I saw the original Avowed trailer, it looked really cool. It looked like, oh, they're going to do Skyrim. And that kind of was, but I watched it. Juicehead put out a video on it yesterday or today about what went wrong, and his thing was kind of spot on. It was like, I think the community kind of created that vision, and it wasn't necessarily what they were offering us. We all just kind of said like, oh, that's going to be a new Skyrim, and that's kind of what, and even their trailer for Avowed looked like that, but something about it just felt like this feels a lot smaller than Skyrim. It's giving me vibes of Outer Worlds, and then after that put out that trailer, then they did interviews, and that's kind of how they described it. It's like, well, I don't want to play anything. And if you use Outer Worlds in your description, and I didn't like Outer Worlds, that's not going to be a seller for me. So I think, yeah, Avowed, not exciting. The Cyberpunk expansion looks incredible, but I don't know when I'm gonna have time to play it, because I don't know about you guys, but when I play an RPG, to like when a new DLC comes out, I have internally I cannot load my old save. I have to start over. So now playing the DLC is not just going to be like a 20-hour experience or however many how many hours they suggested. For me, it's going to be a 100-hour thing because I got to replay the whole base game. I mean, granted, you can play the base game without doing all the side content and do it in far less than 100 hours, but that's like a big commitment, especially when I'm gearing up here, where my entire September is going to be playing Starfield. So, and I only play on average, I play about one new game a year. Like last year, I think it was Elden Ring. Year before that was probably Cyberpunk. When did Cyberpunk come out? Whatever year Cyberpunk came out, that's what I played. The only two games I've played, like real heavy games in the last couple of years, were Cyberpunk and Elden Ring. Anything else I played was like real, played just for a few hours here and there. Like I played the new Monkey Island, but only while I was on flights for vacations. Like I'm almost, I can tell I'm like right on the last bit of it, and I just haven't had a flight in a while to finish it. So next time I fly somewhere, I'll finish that finally. Oh, I think I missed a super chat. Shortwind, thank you for the donation. Do you think someone will mod VATS into Starfield? From the vids, it seems all combat is twitchy FPS stuff. If they don't, I might. Because, yeah, I'm not, like... I like twitchy FPS to an extent, even though I'm bad at it, but I want it for space combat VATS, because the flipping over upside down makes me nauseous. Like, I've tried it in Elite Dangerous, and one of their space combat sims that I played. All of them make me just feel ill, so like I can't do it. So I'm gonna have to get something like that in there to compensate. Yeah! Oh yeah! Oh, that was the Shortwind donation. See, I didn't need to hurry. I forgot the Ron's got my back. He's gonna remind me. But yeah, so the only other thing that really caught my attention was Phantom Liberty. That looked cool. The yeah, Avowed, not excited about. Fable, I want to be excited about. I hope they do a good job with it. Skywise, I hate this bug with a passion. You fixing it is great. Well, it's not me fixing it. All credit to Laren Kiar, who solved that mystery. I really am. Like, the fix is easy, and I can definitely implement it into Workshop Framework, because the code to Workshop Framework, I mess with it so much for the sake of sim settlements. I always make sure to keep all the vanilla stuff parity, but I could introduce bugs with some of the new changes. I probably won't patch this into Workshop Framework until the 3.0 patch for SS2 is ready. Just because I want to make sure that there's maximum time for people to find bugs in these changes, but because there's a lot of changes coming to Workshop Framework for the 3.0 alongside the 3.0 patch to SS2. So this fix, if I put it in Workshop Framework for Codsworth and Valentine, won't go in until then. So probably not until later this summer. But I will put it in. I'm actually considering I might actually dig into the code a little bit and see if there's a way to solve it another way. It's like, do we need that workshop population rating? Maybe we don't need it. And then if any other mod authors put out a character and they forget to set it, like Bethesda did, then their NPC will work too. Empty Stomach, yes, but it's an unmarked location, like Mean Pastries near Pickman Gallery, so I don't really know where it was. We already answered my question. Okay. Yeah, I think the way we have it rigged up is there's a couple of flags that people can put on their locations. There's one that says like location can be cleared, which means that there's something in there, like a boss in there. And then the other one is usually you put on your location records an enemy type. And our radiants tend to look for those two things. Is the location clearable? Does it have an enemy type? And then it doesn't filter on anything else. So there are ways that Monkey could prevent that with it. He could basically set his location up as reserved in one of his quests, and that would prevent that. But we have the same thing. Some of our quest locations, there's 2 or 3 of them we have. One of them is the Lexington dogfighting area, and then the other one is, I can't remember where it is. We have 2 or 3 locations where we intentionally I think it's like the bordello that's part of Mr. Hansy's quest. Those two, and then there's one more, the art studio. Those 3 locations, we intentionally set them up so that they could be used as Radiant because it makes them feel more natural, like vanilla locations, adds more places for you to randomly stumble upon, and then when we need them for our quests, we just reset the location so that we can have enemies in there again. Because I think it's interesting, you know, like we put them out in the world. They're really nice looking locations that Business Vulture, our main level space designer, does a phenomenal job of making stuff that feels like it's Bethesda created. Like he puts great effort to making sure the lighting matches, that our clutter level is the same. There's a thing you can see, and it's really noticeable if you look at mod locations that have too much clutter or not enough. It really stands out, and I think our guy does an amazing job of keeping everything right around that correct level, the proper amount of clutter. So I wanted to make sure those locations could be experienced as part of your just general play. So some of ours are intentionally like that, and you know, maybe that was Monkey's intention as well with that location. I don't know, or maybe he just didn't know. Would you recommend a new save for the release of Chapter 3? I mean, we're designing it so that you can use an existing save, but we always backfill content. That's just, we can't help ourselves. So there will inevitably be some amount of stuff that will get added. Nothing like what we did with Chapter 2. Like Chapter 2 had a massive amount of backfill where there was stuff that could show up like as early as Quest 5. We aren't doing anything crazy like that. But there will be some little bits of backfill where there would be like, okay, I'll tell you guys this. I'll give you a little hint. There is an ending in Chapter 3 that you only could get from a new save, because there are certain things, certain bits of information, certain decisions you make during Chapters 1 and 2 that we weren't recording prior, and we unfortunately have no way to back record them. We have no idea, there were points where you made certain dialogue choices where we have no way to record them now. Like we couldn't possibly look back through your save to get that information. So instead we just chose we pretend for any saves that load in Chapter 3, we just pretend you chose the one we assume most players would choose, and then that directs your ending. So there's multiple endings in Chapter 3, and one of them is only available for saves that are started fresh, but it's also not an ending we anticipate most players will get. It's like a little ending we anticipate only a small percentage of people will get. And that's, I'm not going to say if it's good or bad. I'm just saying that would be the only thing I can think of that might make you want to do it. But I think that's one of those, it's an ending that it will take a while for anybody to find it. That's my anticipation. And it's not one that I think, like I said, we made sure that the endings most people are going to get are going to be the one that are going to be what I would consider the most satisfying. Because we want most of you to have a satisfying ending. That's one of the things with, a lot of, people will lament that there's not enough choice, or that your choices throughout an RPG don't matter. And it's like, well, it's really hard to write a good story, and you want game developers to write 3 or 4 good stories so that they can compensate for all your choices. So it's always a tough line to walk there of do you give the player the story that matches perfectly to their choices, or do you give them a story that feels good so that they walk away from your game saying, oh, that was great, I'm glad I spent the time doing that. Okay, full playthrough. Yeah, I think most of you, if you start a new playthrough, you will probably end up with the exact same ending you would have got if you play through from your existing save. That's what I anticipate. Jammer Day 1 mod for Starfield. Yeah, well, I mean, that's still my hope is still that at the end of after everyone's played Starfield for a couple months, that we see a shocking resurgence to Fallout 4, and a lot of people came back, and then we get the gang back together and finish that story, because that is, to me, that's a blemish on our record, is that we left that story unfinished, and so close to completion too. It was 5 or 6 quests from being done, that story. So it is, it's in range of finishing. Just a few things fell apart right at the end of that development that forced us to basically cancel it. Yeah, because I have the habit of accidentally getting the worst ending in my first playthrough for every RPG. Yeah, and Conqueror wasn't for everybody, but I think a lot more people would give it a shot after playing SS2, and when we can market it as, hey, see the other side of Aiden, like see Aiden as an antagonist, because everybody having as much, I think most people like Aiden as a character, and knowing that he's an antagonist in this other story, I think would be a draw to get people to try it who are like not interested in the Raider side. I also think if we finish Conqueror, I think we would probably put more Aiden in it, just to hit that nail on the head of being like, hey, people like the character and want to see more of him. And like the only reason we didn't have more of him in there is because it's very difficult to have your villain and your hero interact in a story or in a game where players can do whatever they want, right? So we had to keep coming up with these like insane, like we several times in that story he like stealth boys and runs away, because like that's all, and we make him invulnerable so the player can't just like nuke the area, because we need him to survive, otherwise the story's over. So I think if we finish it, we would add more stuff in there. I also think that there was a lot of stuff in the Conqueror story that it wasn't necessarily in the main story, but was like you would experience it on the way through the main story, that made Jammer way more of a prick than we ended up making him throughout the rest of the story. Like there's a massive tone shift from the first few quests of Conqueror to when the character Ophelios shows up, and then that's when we really started the storytelling and started fleshing out the characters. Because when we originally made Jammer, we just needed a character to be a early game replacement for what's his name? Why can't I think of his name? Shank from Nuke World. That's what I asked Super Weevil, the writer, to do. Is like I need a Shank replacement that can show up at the beginning of the game and offer the similar services. Basically, just offer a dialogue option to get in there. And Jammer was born, and he was made to be more of a prick, and more like one of those early game raiders. And then we had planted a few seeds about him, being part of the local raider population. And then there was one throwaway line that he put in there that Super Weevil was like, hey, can I put this line in just in case we decide to pursue more as like a thread to tug on. And he mentions like, hey, you didn't see somebody with a brown coat or whatever. And that was foreshadowing Pandora. And like, there was also like this, you go collect this briefcase and they don't talk about what's in it. And that again was part of that whole storyline. And then that storyline never got concluded. But anyway, I would love to come back and not only finish that storyline, but make sure that it's more appealing to the SS2 audience as well. Shortwind, my apologies. I saw your thing again, but I was mid-story, and I knew if I stopped, I would be lost and never finish that story. But Shortwind, thank you again for another donation. Before Chapter 3 launches, is it possible for you to get the best settlement modders to prepare proper settlement plans for Chapter 3? I too like to start a new game. It would be nice to have a good prepared settlements. I mean, isn't that what the city plan contest has been all about? We have all the best making settlements. I mean, there are literally, like, the mega pack, I think that we have like several hundred city plans. I mean, you have city plans for days to choose from. Lots and lots to choose from. We're just not putting them right in the core mod because of the script data limit. So we have this hard limit for non-F4SE players, where if we put in too many city plans, literally they won't be able to load their game anymore. You get stuck at the loading screen. It'll just have like the infinite Vault-Tec looping symbol. So our hands are tied in how many city plans we can put in the mod proper. So the Mega Pack was designed to solve that and give another option. So on Xbox, you get one more city plan for every settlement. On PC, you get like 6 or 7 for everyone at least. But yeah, that's kind of like, that was the city plan contest. I started that and continue to support it to this day because I want to make sure that there are I want to encourage everybody who likes making city plans to just keep doing it, make it fun for them, so that all of the rest of us have lots of city plans to choose from when we play. Like that, maybe that's the next add-on I should install, is the city plan mega pack, so that instead of just keep using the ROTC plans, I should start using random city plans from mega. That's exactly what I should do. Let me put that on my notes. So I'm going to put my notes for the projects this week. So what do I need to do this week? I need to get Streamlabs chat sorted before next week. Although I'm not going to be streaming next week, I don't think. I think no, I will not be streaming next week, actually. This is because I'm going to be out of town for like 4 days next week. I'm taking one of my sons to go visit his grandpa for a few days. And while I am going to be home on Wednesday, I'm going to hang out with the family that night before he and I go away for a few days, because Mom is very sad that this is going to be the first time that I'm taking one of the kids away for a few days. So let's see. So Streamlabs chat, I got to sort out. I need to do the Codsworth fix and install Megapack of city plans. Speaking of Megapack, XV Versus, or FTF fan, as some of you know him, who has the superstructure mod for SS2, which is not only home to loads of building plans that he's created, but also has been the source of bringing back many SS1 add-ons that were otherwise lost to time because the authors have moved on from the game. Has been converting the lost building plans from the old megapacks. So there were 13 or 14 building plans that existed in no other form except for the old megapacks, and some of them I created, and the rest of them I was given rights to by the creators who said, here, do whatever you want with these. XV is porting those to Extended for us. So come the 3.0 patch, any of you guys have been missing some of those old SS1 plans from the megapacks, they will be returning. The ones, there was like 10 residentials from BTN. There was my donut shop, for those of you who have the donut CC thing. I can't remember the other ones. There was like 13 or 14 building plans. Those are going to make a return, which is cool. I'm glad those aren't lost. And then I think there's only like maybe 2 or 3 add-on packs for SS1 that we could never get permission to port, and everything else is getting ported. And then the Industrial Revolution buildings, I still intend on porting the missing ones. It'll just be like slow going for a couple of reasons. One is a lot of them have a bunch of quest stuff baked into them that if I tried to port that would cause all sorts of problems. And also is most of those building plans only had one level. And so we got around that in a little bit of a way with the production plots, like a lot of the ones that you can unlock with the Mark 1 beacons. Part of the reason we did that, well, first of all, it's a fun mechanic, right? To like find random building plans that produce things you couldn't produce before. Like that's cool. But part of that was we didn't want them front and center because they don't have levels. So it's really kind of a bummer when almost everything in SS2 has the 3 levels, and then all of a sudden there's these plans that don't. And that would be the case for the remainder of the building plans from Industrial Revolution that haven't been ported. There's like half a dozen of them. And I would like to report those, but I would like to do it either get them levels or do something with them to bring them up to standards of SS2. Is there a chance to collaborate with Llama RCA for Chapter 3 content, even if a small interaction, friend or companion mod Heather? There's definitely a chance. Llama hangs around in our dev server. Llama was one of the people that I should have invited on to the modding for charity team, but I had invited Inoctium first because Inoctium and I we've been friendly for many years, and we chat periodically on Discord. Excuse me. So whereas Llama I've barely spoken to, I've had a few conversations with, but nothing major. And Inoctium said he wanted to do a companion, so I wasn't going to bring on 2 people to do companions for that stream. But yeah, the interacting with the companions has been a problem for us, and interacting with any mods, because there's so much content that we haven't finished, that's like on our list of like, oh, we should do that. Oh, we should do that. That it's hard for us to justify tying in all the mod content that the majority of players don't have, right? Like, even though I know Heather's a very, very popular companion, the vast majority of people don't have her, right? More people don't have her than do. And so it's the same reason like I have trouble spending time on F4SE stuff, is because I would rather have something that I know every player who plays SS2 can have than spending that same limited time I have on something that only a small percentage of people will get to see. So yeah, like I think one of the biggest bummers that the sacrifices we've had to make is SS2 Extended, because that directly plays into that of like, now there's this huge swath of content that we spend a lot of hours on that only a small percentage of the player base gets to enjoy. And it was a sacrifice we had no choice but to make, because otherwise it was, the other alternative was Xbox players just don't get to finish our story, which I find that unacceptable. Speaking of Xbox, I put a post on the YouTube forum. If any of you guys has an old Xbox, and I mean old, like Xbox One, like not these new fancy series ones, like an old one, collecting dust. I'm looking for somebody to donate one, because mine bit the dust and I need it for testing. I'm happy to go buy one. I'll go buy a refurb at GameStop or something this weekend if I need to. But if somebody's got one they're not using and want to donate to the cause, I will happily accept and make use of it. Because I want Xbox players to be able to play Chapter 3. They've been playing Chapters 1 and 2. I'm going to gut whatever I've got to from Chapters 1 and 2 that's superfluous, like extra voice files or textures or whatever I can to make room for Chapter 3 story so they can play it. And then eventually, in the long term, I don't know how long it's going to take, but at some point before I move on completely from some settlements, I will make a framework edition of SS2 that just has the code and like a bare minimum of buildings, so that we can hopefully get the gameplay elements of SS2 down to like under a gig, so that Xbox players can try other mod combinations instead of having to basically be like, all right, this is an SS2 playthrough, and then I don't get to use SS2 if I play other mods, because that's kind of where they're stuck with the limitation of file size. You will want to make sure you have the plots too. I'm not sure what that is in relation to. Probably something I said 10 minutes ago before I went off on a rant. Not approved. What's not approved? I feel like I missed something here. Oh, you need to make the in-game plot export? Yeah, I definitely want to make that. That's going to be a huge win. Yeah, I won't forget that. Same with HQ designs. I want people to be able to design HQ rooms in game. Will Chapter 3 come with any major bug fixes? Yeah, give me a second. Hold on. Let me switch. I'll tell you guys them. So let me switch to Please Stand By, because I have to bring up our secret documents of everything we got coming in Chapter 3, and I can go to the bug fix section, and I can tell you guys about. Okay. Let's see, bug fixes. Here we go. So I'll read them. I'm going to skip some of the simple ones. A lot of outfit fixes coming. Those aren't major, but they're. Let's see. This one sounds important, but I don't remember how we fixed it. But we updated our management controllers to better handle terminated scripts. This could potentially fix issues with some users having experience with daily things like prop production on saves that ran into high script counts at various points. I don't remember exactly what that does, but basically it's something like we found some sort of, I don't remember if it was a flaw in some of my early code logic, or just like a way to better handle something the game does. But basically it should make your gameplay in your saves that you play for a long time should make it more stable. Let's see. We fixed a bug with production. So plot production should be correct now. There was a lot of add-on authors were reporting this over and over again, that their buildings that they designed with special production were not working reliably, and I could never replicate it in like a quick test. And I finally stumbled upon the bug and why it was so hard to replicate, and fixed that. Oh, I fixed the leader selection. So the leader select screen has been basically broken since SS2 launched. And again, it was another one of those ones where it would only manifest itself in certain situations and I couldn't replicate, but we get that report all the time. That's fixed. So the leader system is fixed. We fixed a thing that was creating pop-ups all the time in HQ about not having enough staff. So like in the early game of HQ, before you have a lot of staff in all the departments, you could get pretty frequently spammed with a warning about not enough staff for projects. Even if you weren't in HQ, you could get the pop-up. That's fixed. There was a bug with the random building plans that could cause it to bypass locks. That's been fixed. There's a bug currently with the recruitment clipboard from HQ that could let you try and recruit visiting NPCs, some visiting NPCs. So those are the ones I have listed right now. There are definitely more. Let's see here. We improved HQ radio. Oh, it looks like the visiting NPCs, you know, like the ones that are like traveling ranch hand and stuff. Apparently those all were using the exact same voices. There was like one male, one female voice, and somebody finally fixed that. We redid the department head AI packages so that they're more likely to use their living quarters and personal offices. I don't think that actually works. I think that was like a fix in a build that got deleted again. Occasionally because we have so many people working on the mod, somebody will fix something and then somebody else will break it later. Cinematic mode will now attempt to place followers on wait so that they stop chasing your flying body, your flying ghost body. I think those are the bug fixes I can find or improvements. The rest of this stuff is all new mechanics that I've listed. But this is I'm not working from a comprehensive list. This is something we just started like a month ago of being like, oh, we should start documenting because we're gonna have to write a gigantic patch note document for 3.0 because this is the longest we've ever spent in pre-expansion mode, right? Like we've been. When did I quit? When was 2.3.2? I can check that actually. We have it on the wiki. It's been a minute since we had a patch. This is the longest we've gone dark on patches, by far. Well, let's see. Where do we keep patches on here? Patch notes, patch notes, patch notes. The last patch, you guys have already found it. March 8th. So we're at what's that? About 4 months? April, May, June. No, I guess 3 months. April, May, June. Well, March to April, April to May, May to June. Yeah, that feels like longer than that. Only 3 months. It feels like it's been years since I've patched. I guess I was doing it so frequently before then. So yeah, there's a lot more bug fixes than that. That's just what I happen to have written down. Let's see. Short one, I mentioned it because the city plan for ROTC Nordhagen Beach is very buggy. Yeah, the city plans, this is one of those things like we need a solution for that I don't have yet. We need a solution for better updating city plans because it's not easy right now. It's kind of a pain. I did find a workflow for it that's not completely awful recently because we had to update some Chapter 3 city plans that are coming. We're not, and just to set expectations, we're not shipping like a whole set of city plans for every settlement or anything. Just there's a few in there for quest reasons. And I had to figure out how to update them, and that wasn't the worst, but that's for very specific reasons. So right now, it's just updating city plans is really difficult for a couple of reasons. One is we have to be able to load the old save and re-export. And that means we have to figure out the exact build that the city plan was built in. And because a lot of our city plans, like ROTC and everything, are done in alpha builds of the mod, like finding that combination of the mod and workshop framework to load it in, like I can kind of, like we didn't record that anywhere because we didn't anticipate, like we figured we would have most of these bugs worked out before we released. Unfortunately, it didn't play out that way. And so we have to like use the dates and like look at my release dates and try and put together. So that's the first hurdle. Then the second hurdle is we cannot delete any records that once we've released them, or we risk corrupting saves. So we have to like manually update. And so the way it works is that city plan is like a script object with a bunch of fields on it. And the way we can avoid deleting forms is we basically create a new city plan with our web tool, which generates an ESP file. And then we one by one copy the script properties over from the new plugin to the old one. And I think that could be automated. If we had an Xedit script to update city plan records, that would be a game changer. And Pra usually does all our Xedit scripts for him, but I like try not to burn him out by asking for too many things. So like once every couple of months, I'll ask him to make me a new Xedit script. I'm currently I know other people on the team have been asking him for scripts, so I'm giving him space. I don't need him to burn out, because Xedit is really hard to make stuff for. It's done in Pascal. Any of your programmers probably shuddered a little bit when I said that, because it's not a fun language. So yeah, we need a tool for that, and then that's when fixing old city plan issues will be more realistic. Because at least, like, finding old alpha builds, I keep everything. I'm a hoarder. Our team drive for Sim Settlements development has about 3 terabytes of stuff, because I refuse to get rid of anything. You have one that you can get. You may have lying around, Heo Comics, for an Xbox. That would be amazing. Only if you're in the U.S. Like, the shipping cost to send it overseas, not worth it. But if anybody in the U.S. has one that they wouldn't mind tossing my way, just DM me on the forums or Twitter or Discord if you've got access to my username there. That would be amazing. Because yeah, if I don't have to spend $100 at GameStop, awesome. That would be great. Empty Stomach, borrow lines of code from Monkey, where she checked whether Heather installed his companion or not. Well, that part's easy. It's the getting lines written and getting the voice actor to record them. So like, for example, we've got a whole bunch of lines recorded from Jake that aren't even implemented yet, as an example. Like, we have a whole, like, the whole process. It's like, minimum, if we want to add a single line of dialogue, involves 4 people. It's going to involve a writer, the voice actor, our voice director, sometimes a sound engineer, and then somebody to do the quest work. So 4 to 5 people to just add something small like that. Like, it's a little different, if it was an individual modder, it would just be like, one person, or it would be 2 people. It would be the mod author and the voice actor. But because the scale of SS2 is so ginormous, we kind of have to keep everything in everybody's lane. So like, just coordinating with all those people to do that, like, I almost have to sell it to all of them that it's worth it, right? So like, doing little things like that, it's not as easy as it, like for Llama or like, you think about other mods that have tons of interaction with, like Inigo for Skyrim. Those characters are done by one person. They can just be like, oh yeah, that would be cool to add. They know they're going to do all the work, and they just have to get the voice actor. They just toss it on the list with the voice actor. And I think Smart Blue Cat voices Inigo. So he literally is just one person. But for us, because we've got this separation of tasks and stuff, it's a bigger commitment. And I think we all kind of settled on the agreement of, while it's awesome to integrate with all this stuff, if we have to choose between doing that and adding more content that everyone gets to see, we all end up on the same page. We'll be like, let's just squeeze more new content in. Time off next week, not approved. Yeah. I don't love the timing, because like, we are in hardcore grind mode for SS2, trying to use every spare moment to get chapter 3 ready. But this timing is just too perfect for the family. So yeah, I would much rather do it. Like, it would be awesome if I could be like, hey, let's plan this visit for August or September. But it just works out perfectly to do it next week. This is my kid is turning 6 soon. and this is the first year he's had summer vacation, so we have to like plan the whole, like, what's he gonna do, because my wife and I both work, like, what's he gonna do every day? And so like that worked out. I'd be like, well, we need something for him to do these couple of days. Grandpa wants to see him, perfect. And then, you know, it's my father, so I should go see him too once in a while. So yeah, that's what we're doing. But I'm with you. I shouldn't take any time off right now. We got a mod to get out. It's very important to me that we do. Anybody who watched last week's stream, I went off on a 20-minute rant in response to poor Choo Choo's request, which was very reasonable, of why I couldn't do it, because I need to put all of my energy into chapter 3. And that still stands, but the family is like the one thing that I make sure always takes priority over modding. Carmot, give me the ability to make an in-game HQ rooms, and I will. Yeah, I definitely want to. The HQ is a lot easier for me to pull off than plots. So, but both are. Neither of them is like a few-hour project. Like, both of them will be in my head, I'll be like, oh, I could do that in a day, and I'm always wrong about that. And that's one thing I've learned about myself, is I'm always wrong about my estimates. It's either things tend to be like way easier than I expect, or they're way more. So now I've started to lean toward all right, whatever my estimate was, double it, and then I'm probably there. I'm probably close. And then if I happen to be off the other way, that's like a good surprise. You know, you can plan for the worst and hope for the best. So like if I plan for the worst and my gut says I can do like the HQ room thing in 8 hours, so that's 16 hours. So that's, you know, that's close to a week of modding time. And then it's like, okay, well that's a pretty significant amount of time for chapter 3 dev. So like those projects almost certainly have to wait till after chapter 3, just because of the Starfield. If it weren't for the Starfield thing, like breathing down our necks, where it's like we're gonna lose a substantial audience after that. It's just inevitable. There's no, you know, I think somebody said earlier, like, oh, Skyrim's still alive, Fallout 4 won't die from this. Well, Fallout 4 is not nearly as replayable a game as Skyrim is. So I think if Skyrim scratches a lot of the itches that Fallout 4 does for folks, you know, with the, you know, if it's got good, because like while the post-apocalypse stuff is a draw, I think there are certain elements of this that can be lifted out, not cleanly. Like I think, you know, a good base building thing with settlers, a good looter shooter RPG and some Bethesda humor, which, you know, I didn't think there was going to be much humor in Starfield, and then we saw the adoring fan make a return. So clearly there's going to be some funny stuff in Starfield. So it might be that there's enough tonal and gameplay elements that pair up nicely between Fallout 4 and Starfield that a lot of people will just find their itch scratched there. But even outside of that, the player drop, you know, Skyrim's not dead, but its player base is much smaller now than it was before Fallout 4 came out. So there's always a little bit, there's a loss of some type, and sometimes it's greater than others. But either way, we will never have more players playing Fallout 4. I mean, well, we already passed that point. That was like around the launch of the game, and then again during the DLC ages. But we definitely won't get more people post Starfield. I'll just put it that way. So our optimal chance to get maximum audience to see the story that we all poured our souls into for the last 5 years is to get it out before Starfield. So that's really important. ETA for having a proper age indicator for the caravan and clinic system. So that is something I've been. So I showed you guys Lyra's mod. I'm actually working with Lyra. I shouldn't say working with. I asked Lyra to help us to get that added in a way that will work with without F4SE. And Lyra took a crack at it. I haven't checked in to see where he's at with it, but I am working with somebody to try and get those in, because we definitely want that. We actually have a working prototype in why can't I think of it? I'm getting tired. Not Flash. Oh no, if you're there, what's the other one called? It's similar to Flash. Anyway, we have it working in like outside of the game, but like getting it into the game is a bugger because I don't know that software. I only know Animate CC. And then the person who does in that software doesn't know HUD framework. So we have like this working thing that we can't combine to the game because there's some knowledge gaps there, and I just don't have enough time to do my side of it, to learn my side. So we're almost there. We're like on the cusp of having that, of range indicators for everything. Nukes when, says Choo Choo's. Oh, I was just talking about you, and your ears were burning, and you were reminded to bring that up. Nukes, I think are gonna fall into the same timeline as all the other super weapons. I think nukes will come alongside like the bringing back the Euclid Sea Finder. So hi, will we get any updates or bug fix patches before Chapter 3 comes out? We will not. If somebody found something like E, the creator of Annex the Commonwealth, found a bug in Workshop Framework that was almost hotfix worthy. But because there hasn't been like some massive increase in crash reports or anything, I decided to hold off on it, just to avoid accidentally releasing a bunch of code that hasn't been tested enough yet, because I am not a great version controller with this stuff, unfortunately. So like that is something like we could definitely use somebody who's more anal about it to be in charge of our code base for that sake. I am not great at that stuff, and unfortunately I'm in charge of it. So it's a lot harder for me to like go back and hotfix individual things, because I just don't keep my code that organized. Like a lot of people who are really disciplined with version control will, like, every time they make a individual fix for a specific thing, they will push it up and they will keep tight version control where they can roll back any individual change. I don't do that. Mine tends to be like every few days I'm like, oh shoot, I need to re-upload to Git, so we have a version control marker, and then it's all the code changes I happen to make during that process. So it's a little bit sloppy. But not being hardcore about it makes this more enjoyable for me, because if I was treating this as hardcore as I did for work, it would become another job and I would burn out. But it would have been nice, because then we could do some bug fix patches. So the only way we're going to bug fix patches is if somebody were to come out with some like guaranteed crashy bug thing that was causing all sorts of problems. But it hasn't happened in 3 months. The closest we've got is somebody pointed out there are a couple of texture problems in SS2 that can cause crashes, but I'm 99% certain that they aren't used by anything in SS2 proper. I think they're only used by add-on packs. So so I've had one thing that I almost patched Workshop Framework for, one thing I almost patched SS2 for, but both I decided against, because they're not widespread enough issue to risk me breaking all sorts of other things in the process. So no patches planned right now. OG Hog, happy early Father's Day, Kinggath. Thank you. Based Kinggath, family's important. I only just learned what based learns the other day, because I'm old, and that is not used in my circles at all. Crazy idea. Maybe have your family try Alpha 4 with SS2 mod. Give us your thoughts. Yeah, my family that is not happening. My wife offered once. It was kind of funny. She was telling one of her coworkers about some settlements and like how many people have played it and stuff. And their coworker asked, like, what did you think of it? And then she felt really embarrassed because she'd never played it. And then she came and asked me, do you want me to play it? And I was like, no, I don't want you to play it, because you're going to be so disgusted by the rest of the game that you're going to think there's something wrong with me for spending this much time making this. Because she does not like extremely violent things. I think I've told this story before, but I once showed her Pulp Fiction, and she was just absolutely disgusted with the movie. I think the scene that really got her, where she just like walked away, was the scene with Bruce Willis and the sword, and I think that was she's just I'm out. So like with all the random heads exploding in Fallout, I'm like, there's no way she can handle this game. And then my kids are 3 and 5, so inappropriate to play Fallout 4. Even if there were like a blood-free version and like all curse words bleeped out, still too much for a 5-year-old, much less a 3-year-old. So yeah, no, family can't play Fallout 4 and SS2. Carvac, yeah, I think I can knock out in a day. I just need to spend full 24 hours. I get this plan done 8 hours in. I'm like, who was I kidding? I need more time. Yeah, that's well. My problem is always that I don't get to that point of like, who am I kidding, until I reach like 22 hours, and I'm like, okay, it's not gonna happen, because I'm like, because sometimes I do manage to pull that off when I'm like, I get really stubborn, and really focused, and I can sometimes bang out impossible deadlines I set for myself. So then, because I can do it occasionally, it's hard for me to let go and just accept I always got to double my timelines. What are your thoughts on the tiny bit they showed of the Starfield building? I mean, it's the excitement there with the cam is awesome. The one thing that I couldn't tell for certain if it was the case, but I think it was, is I think the way they have it set up is you build like those pods and they're just insta decorated. And that's the vibe I got. And that would be awesome. That would be like plots, right? If like you just build the pod and then it's full decorated, then you can go in and change the decoration. But oh my God, would that be awesome, right? Like if you built them, especially if it was pseudo randomized. Like I'm hoping that's what they did. I'm hoping that's what I thought I saw, but it was hard to tell because they showed so little. But how cool would that be, right? You just build one of those pods and it chooses like, okay, there's always going to be a chair here, picks between basically what we do with plots. Even if it sans the upgrades, just the ability to just instantly have those pods fully decorated so they look nice inside, and then being able to go in and then control that. Like that would be even better than what we did, right? Because like for us, most of our stuff on the plot you can't change because as soon as you refresh the plot or it upgrades, that all changes. But how cool would it be if it was just like all that stuff's there, but you can customize it? That would be best of both worlds to me. That would be like they did exactly what I hope Bethesda would do, would be take the ideas from mods and improve on them, because they have, hundreds of people who do this for a living and unlimited access to code and artists. That would be awesome. Like if I could do that, I mean, I could do that really. I just didn't think of it, and they did, and that's awesome. Of having it like you build a structure, it plops a bunch of stuff down, and then all that stuff is interactive. That's brilliant. I hope that's what I saw. I hope that's what it is. Karbach, you can only have 10 ships that you use, but you can start a company in Starfield. Is that all confirmed, or are you just making that up? Excuse me. I only crash sometimes when I do fast traveling and the game just shuts down for me. For me, a sign to take a break. Not really a huge problem. Yeah, that's usually when I crash is when I cut my streams short. Or it's like, okay, we're not doing that because I don't want to do all that again. Need a few days to forget about it. Yeah, I mean, you guys watch me play. Crashes are pretty rare for me, which is nice. But I play with buff out, so like, I have to take it with a grain of salt. That it might not be because the game's not really into crashes, but I have all sorts of engine fixes here. I'm once again here to ask about Carbach's in-game plot building stuff. Yeah, that's what, when you said you were talked about, that's why. I mentioned that last time you brought this up, that I went off on a rant for 20 minutes about how I can't distract myself from anything until chapter 3 is wrapped. And I just did it again a few minutes ago, so I won't do it a third time. Am I going to get any of the deluxe editions, no season pass, and 5 days early access? I probably will, because I'm a sucker for their merch. Like I have both of their Pip-Boys. Like I've got the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy and the Fallout 76 Pip-Boy. I love that kind of stuff on my shelf. Sounds like KJ's already planning Sim Starfield. I mean, I definitely like have seen some stuff where I'm like, okay, that would be cool if it's not in there. But it's hard to tell. You know, whenever I play a Bethesda game, I keep a notebook handy, and like anytime something irritates me, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to deal with this for hundreds of hours, so I'm gonna write this down so that I can look for a mod to fix it. And then when I write an idea that's important enough to me and there is no mod for it, I'll just make it myself now. I hadn't really done that for Skyrim or I didn't play Oblivion enough for this to be an issue, but Fallout 3 in New Vegas, I don't remember if I ever touched their CKs or not. Skyrim I didn't really do that with, and like Fallout 4 was the first one where I was like, I was so into the game that, and no one was making the mod I wanted, that I just did it myself. And now, like I probably know Creation Kit better than I know most of the programming languages I'm professionally trained in, because because not only it was like the combination of being obsessed with it for the last 7 years and loving it, whereas like, you know, I like doing code for like, I've always enjoyed writing computer software. But like I learned just enough to do like, what I'm actually interested in is like creating whatever piece of software I need to solve a problem. I'm not interested in the features of the language. Whereas with Creation Kit, I was always inspired to learn all the features because I was like, how else can I push the envelope and do more stuff? Whereas with most coding languages, you don't really need to do like learning more. You can do anything with a general programming language. It's not as limited as this is one of the cases of like the game engine trying to lock me out from doing things and being super limited actually inspired me to do more creative stuff. So it was like, I think that's a common thing. Like if you have unlimited freedom, you actually end up being less creative than if you have some things kind of limiting what you can do. So like I learned Papyrus and the creation engine deeper than I've ever learned anything, because I just was having fun. So yeah, now I'll be able to, with Starfield, anything that I really want that's irritating me or that I'm like, this could be cooler if we expanded on it, I'll be able to just do. It's in the vid released. I wish I was wrong. Oh, that's weird. I didn't. I'll have to pay attention to, like, I'm sure Juicehead will do one of those like hour-long deep dives, like here's everything we know, but I don't remember them saying 10 ships, but that'll be that's a modded thing. That gets modded out in 2 seconds. You know, like infinite ships mod, like that gets put out day one, and it'll just be like, maybe it's 10 because that's how many slots you get in a starport or something, but somebody will just be like, nope, now they're virtual ships. They just get hidden under the world and you can pull them up when you want them. That I'm not worried about. So my plan to have infinite ships will happen. Was it difficult to get Wes Johnson on your stream? I mean, I don't know how to describe that. It was like, it was part of the charity event. So it was like, I think the reason it happened was because Ken, the guy behind Chad76, who organizes all these podcasts, was a huge fan of Sim Settlements. And I had reached out to him and said like, hey, I want to be part of Fallout for Hope. And he just wanted to be like, oh my God, I'm a huge fan. Your mods are insane. Love them. I've been hoping we could do something together. And then we tried to do something for Fallout for Hope in December. And it was like, I reached out to him too late. And he's like, all right, it's going to be like, if you want to just stream, go for it. And I was like, well, I don't think I'll move the meter on streaming. Can we like make an event? And he said, maybe let's try and do something for May. I'm getting involved with Wes Johnson's Voice of Palooza. And so we just kind of talked about it, and we were just kind of brainstorming ideas of what to do. And then the only difficulty was, I just was pushy about it. I just kept pushing for like, well, I don't want to do like a side, cause like the, Fallout for Hope does a lot of their fundraising is just like, a lot of people sign, like just be a part of it and just stream, right? And they'll just do their normal thing. But like, I don't think like, you guys most of you guys here, you guys tune in every week, and we're a pretty small little squad, right? There's, like 70 to 100 people watching. And like, that's not, I feel like, you guys, I don't want to bring charity events to you guys too often. Like when we do those super chats for charity, it's a rare thing, but also it's a little bit personal, right? Because you guys care about these characters. So that's like kind of a different thing. But I think when they're bringing in the streamers to do just general fundraising and stuff, you need a bigger audience to have people able to have enough, to have enough money, because we can't all donate every day, right? We'd all go broke if we were donating to charity every single day. So, I said, I don't think that my normal streams are going to move the needle enough. And I want to do like an event, like let's put me on the main schedule. I want to be I want to make it a big deal. And I think that's why Wes got involved, because it was like why I had him on the stream, is because that was how we made it a main event, because it was Wes's name is on the charity. So if Wes isn't a part of the event, it's not on the main stage. It's not really main stage, as it were. So I think all it took was just me insisting that I want a main stage event, and like that was all it took to get Wes on. Hopefully that's the first of many of guests that are little celebrities to us. Like I used to joke when I was doing a podcast on the regular that I'm gonna keep podcasting until I get Todd on. So maybe that's how I eventually get there. Maybe I'll keep volunteering and doing stuff to help out charities, and maybe eventually we'll get there. We'll get Todd on here. Canuck, for some reason F4SC wouldn't start with buff out active. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you got to do with buff out. Like you got to go read the description page. There's a whole lot of DLLs you got to have. It's actually kind of a pain in the butt. Is there a Wabajack to get buff out installed? I know like people put buff out in the Waba installs. Like I'm pretty sure buff out is part of Yagi-san's city planner Wabajack list. But is there a Wabajack list that's like, just here's what you need to get buff out working? Because that would be cool if you could combine a couple of different Wabajack installs, because I know it's a pain. Choo-choo, that reminds me, I wanted to poke you again to fix the vending machine script. Yeah, that probably won't happen until post chapter 3. Anything that's basically at this point, anything that is not helping chapter 3 get released goes on the back burner. So you think you might do a big Fallout 4 modathon for charity again? Yeah, so I mean, like one of the things that like I think Fallout for Hope and like everything that they're doing is amazing. I think they do it, my opinion, they do it too frequently. Like you can only tap the same audience so many times a year for donations. So like I don't want it to become too regular a thing, but like if it, maybe an annual thing could work for sure to do that. I might do different things. Like another thing I thought would be really cool would just be, instead of it being a modathon, like, small team everyone watches, instead it being like more just like a mod jam for open to anybody. To be like, all right, everybody can contribute, everybody can participate. Make it, instead of a whole bunch of donations to a small number of streamers, just a ton of small donations to a bunch more streamers. Like, imagine if there were, instead of just the 10 of us all working together, if there were, 100 different people in the modding community all working on mods individually, and half of them were streaming. Like that could be really cool too. And you just have this flood of mods. The other thing that was cool about the charity mod is it wasn't just the streams that raised money. Like the streams raised a ton of money. I think between all of us, we ended up raising about 13,000. And now to date on the mod page, I set up a new charity campaign with the Alzheimer's Foundation directly instead of through Tiltify, and that's raised like $1,000, just people making random donations from the mod page, which is really awesome. So we've raised 14 something. So I think if I do more charity stuff, I'll try and do something different and not repeat anything in the same calendar year, so that it becomes a special event and that it's more exciting. In the same way, I'm not going to keep doing the super chat. I'm going to do the super chats for charity again. We have more voice actors who are interested in doing it. Teresa's voice actor said she'd be down for it. I'm trying to remember who else we talked to. Oh, I really want to bring in Berman's voice actor, because he actually voices he's an incredible character actor. He did Berman. He did Toilet King. He did Maul. Who else has he done for us? Those are the three big ones. And they're such like just completely different characters. He's an incredible voice actor. So I want to get him on at some point to do that. So I want to do those, but I don't want to do those so frequently that you guys, first of all, can't afford it, and second of all, get burned out on it, right? Like, you know, it's for, even though it's for charity, it's still somebody standing out there with their hand out saying, give me money, right? Like, we can only handle that so many times. It's kind of like any of you who live in cities, you know, the people are out, not only homeless people asking for money, but also people out there with clipboards and trying to get you money. It gets exhausting if it happens every day. So, you know, you got to find the balance there. FO4ME has buff out and QOL and UI and QOL and UI stuff all vanilla. So FO4ME, is that that's a WABA list? Oh yeah, sorry, that's WABA list. That's what you just followed up. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that's the kind of I was always hoping that WABA and the collections for Nexus would end up being designed in a way where you could have a couple, right? You could be like, all right, I'm gonna grab this one to handle all my like texture needs, this one to handle all my utility needs, stuff like that, and then. Because if that started to happen, I've always thought we should, after we finish chapter 3 and like have and kind of are done with releasing new mods, put together like a Sim Settlements one where it's like, you know, all the chapters extended, HUD framework, workshop framework, workshop plus, and then any of the add-on packs that are all cleaned up. Like we wouldn't want to add anything that was buggy. So, you know, make sure that and get like an ideal starter kit for some people who are new to some settlements, who are just like, wow, there's too much. I'm already thinking I'm going to have to release not an all-in-one like we did with SS1, because that's impossible. The all-in-one I planned from the beginning, and it's not possible to do that with chapters 2 and 3, but I could do a all-in-one packet, like a single download. Like it could be like everything zipped up into one file. It would be a massive file. It would be like a 5 gigabyte file. But I could at least make it a one-click download. But the other way to do it would be via a collection. That could be another avenue, but something like that, I think, just for usability. Carvac with snap points, can you have them on angles like 45%, or are they always at the H and B? Yeah, you can have them on angles, for sure. Ron Bulk, ever thought to use a voice actor from another country? I think you'll find enough volunteers. Most people speak English, but with an accent. I'm trying. I mean, we use a lot of people from the UK, a lot of Americans, but I mean, we've just intentionally not used accents because there's a lot of people complain about how Bethesda's use of accents. I like them. I like the way they did like Kate and what are the Dobroff? I can't remember their name. The guys in the Diamond City Inn. I like the accents that they used in the game, but I think it eliminates their specialness if you have a lot of people with accents. So I don't think we have any, like the only character we have with an accent is Carne Assad, and that he was written with that in mind. I don't think we have anybody else with an accent. Can somebody correct me? Am I wrong there? I think everybody else we ended up just doing straight American accents. Yeah, we have a lot of Australian, but everybody that we have in the mod is a native English speaker. I'll say that. I don't think we have anybody who's English second language in the mod. We had I think 2 Chinese characters in the docket that we were never able to cast. Because both of them needed somebody who spoke native. Well, one of them needed somebody who spoke native Chinese and English. And we have one person that do it, but their sound equipment, we couldn't get their sound quality up to snuff. So it was really jarring, because I think like 95% of the characters we have in the mod have like just really high end sound equipment. And then like, there's a couple of them that aren't quite there. Like there's something off about Lily's audio. And I think we were going to get her to re-record. Maybe she did already record it. Maybe that was in the initial launch and we've since fixed it. I don't know. But I think there's only like 2 or 3 characters where their audio is just a little bit off. But almost everybody else's, we keep it up to the same standard as Bethesda. So again, we don't want to. We try as much as like that's like rule of the day. Like it's like everything has to like follow the art style of the base game, follow the clutter level, follow as much as possible, fit it into the base game. Because we have enough jank in our interfaces, we need everything else to not be janky. So, like, you know, we're already forced to make you use fake bartering with invisible people. Like, we don't need any more jank. So, but yeah, and so accent, like, I think that's, you know, I often see that as a complaint. So, like, I think that was one of the things that's driven our voice direction is like, let's not put accents in because they're generally. They're a divisive thing for people. Oh, Hubert. Hubert's not an... Hubert's is a caricature. Yeah, well, see, like, Jake obviously has an accent, for sure. Jake is the... But, again, like, we want him to be special, right? Like, that was the whole point, is you keep the... you keep it to a minimum so that they stand out from their accent. Yeah, Jake was the obvious one. I was just not mentioning it because I thought that was the obvious exception. Is that the fact that Bethesda did it so sparingly makes those characters stand out more in your mind, right? Like, and I think that was the decision for Jake too. And obviously they wrote the character for coming from Texas, but again, all intentional choice to make him stand out. All right, guys. I think I got to call it. It's later than I wanted to go. It's 12:30, and I'm still on what's that stuff called? Amoxicillin because I have strep throat right now. But this was fun. I will once again I will not be streaming next week, but should be the week after that. What's it? The week after that is that? Are we already coming up on 4th of July? Are we already that far along? Let's see. Next week? No, it will be. So I will be streaming again on the 28th. Yeah, 28th. I'll be back on. All right, guys. I will see you next time.